Raptors. At this time, please stand if you're able to remove your hats for the playing of the national anthem.
Welcome into the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network. I am Arden Locke, and I am thrilled to be bringing you Game 3 between the Idaho Falls Chukars and the Ogden Raptors. We appreciate everyone bearing with us with the game being postponed from yesterday to today. So we have a doubleheader on our hands today with both teams playing two games. Game 1 is right now at 3 p.m. Game 2 will be taking place either 30 minutes after Game 1 or at 6:30. The earliest that Game 2 will be played is at 6:30. We only have the YouTube stream going for us today, so I appreciate you joining us on the audio stream. And the Ogden Raptors enter this game really trying and searching for some momentum. The Idaho Falls Chukars have won the last two games of this series, and that has meant that Ogden is on a 7-game losing streak right now. On the other end, the Idaho Falls Chukars entered into this series winning 4 of their last 6. So they've now won 6 of their last 8. They are playing very, very well. They have put on a show offensively so far in this series, winning by 8 in the first game and 11 in the last game. Coming into this series, it had been the Idaho Falls Chukars who had been on top of the Ogden Raptors for a large portion of this season. The Ogden Raptors went to Idaho Falls and swept the Chukars in the first series that they faced them in. Then the Idaho Falls Chukars came here. Both teams split that series at 3 games apiece, and it has been Idaho Falls in control of this series thus far. Starting off, it's going to be Idaho Falls coming up to the plate. Ty Dooley will be the leadoff man. He's followed up by Garrett Ostrander. Sam Canton will bat third. Tyler Wyatt will bat cleanup. Justin Trimble bats fifth. Wesley Mitchell sixth. Parker Lester seventh. Casey Vaughn eighth. And then DeMarcus Smiley will be ninth. For the Ogden Raptors, it is Nico Saltzformaggio, their ace, taking over on the mound. He has been the best pitcher for the Ogden Raptors all season long. He has pitched the most innings at 82 2/3, has the most strikeouts at 66, ERA of 6.64, which is the best of any consistent starter this year. Jason Schaaf is at 5.23 right now, but he joined the team a little bit later in the season, only with 8 starts. Nico has that clip after 13 starts. So it feels like if you're the Raptors, this is going to be the game that you break the losing streak. You have your best pitcher out on the mound. It's a 7-inning game, which oftentimes, my dad taught me this in ping pong, shorter games help the underdog. They help the team that is not exactly favored to win, because you only have to hold off the other team for 7 innings instead of 9. If the Raptors can get off to a hot start here and get a lead over the Idaho Falls Chukars early, this could be the way that they snap this losing streak. And then playing another game just 30 minutes after could be a really good way for them to build momentum. So the Ogden Raptors enter into this game at 39-35 as an overall record. They are 10-16 in the second half of the season. The Idaho Falls Chukars are 31-43. but they are having a much better start to the second half of the season at 16-10. You have to remember, this Idaho Falls Chukars team is one that did not play well in the beginning of the season. They went just 15-33 in those first 48 games of the season. So they have doubled their win total. Excuse me. They have surpassed their win total at 16 wins in the second half of the season. They've played just 26 games, and they have surpassed their win total that they racked up in 48 games in the first half of the season. The Chukars are putting themselves in position to really possibly make a run at the playoffs. This is a two-half season. The teams that have already clinched the playoffs are the Billings Mustangs and Long Beach Coast. Top two teams in the second half of this season also make the playoffs. First pitch is a called strike coming in from Salta Formaggio to Ty Dooley. 1 minute behind scheduled game time, 3:01 p.m. is our first pitch coming in. Nico Saltermaggio, pitch number 2 on the 0-1 count, is swung on and missed, and he gets ahead quickly. Saltermaggio, the right-hander, is wearing the baby blue jerseys today. He has bright red sleeves under them. Here comes the 0-2, and that one misses just outside, exactly where Hank Dodson, his catcher, was set up. Salty has a tendency to throw the ball very early in the pitch clock, works quickly. Here comes the 1-2. This one is lined out past Gio Ferraro, who's playing first, and now it's battering around in the right corner of the outfield. Bavacqua is able to handle it and throw it back into the infield, but it's a stand-up double to start the game for Ty Dooley. Speaking of the outfield, the field alignment for the Ogden Raptors is as follows. Nico Saltermaggio is your pitcher. Hank Dodson is behind home plate catching. Tyler Stone at first. Cole Jordan at second, Chase Valentine at short, and Gio Ferraro at third. And then left to right in the outfield, Colson Lawrence, Dylan Wilkinson, and Garrett Bavacqua. Leadoff man is on with a double for the Chukars, and it brings up Garrett Ostrander, who's playing second today. Right-hander, slightly open stance. Red bats over his right shoulder. Saltermaggio got a weird step off the mound on that one, and it was a ball that missed way outside. He cleans up the mound with his left foot, doing a little bit of landscaping with that left cleat. So it's a 1-0 count now to Garrett Ostrander. Dooley with a healthy lead off of second base. No one really covering the base at the moment. Valentine is making a move if he needs to. Next pitch, off speed that caught the bottom of the strike zone for strike one. So now 1-1. Our home plate umpire today is Zach Dart. First base is Michael Goebel, and third base is Steele Rogers. Same crew, obviously, that we've been working with all week long thus far. They also are doing double duty today. 1-1, Saltermaggio checks second, now throws home, and the pitch misses just barely outside for ball 2. The man up to the plate is Garrett Ostrander. He did not play in Game 2 back on Wednesday, but did play in Game 1. Decent day for him, 2 for 6 with 2 RBIs and a double. But that was an unimpressive day in comparison to the rest of the Idaho Falls Chukars team. 2-1 pitch is on the ground. It's going to find the gap between shortstop and third base. Advancing to third is Ty Dooley, and now there's runners on the corners with no outs. Idaho Falls Chukars picking up right where they left off so far in this game. Saltermaggio has been the best pitcher for the Raptors all season long. He's 9-2 on the season for a record. This is his 14th start of the season. He'll be facing off against the lefty, Sam Canton, who bats third. Sam Canton putting up a great argument for him to be the MVP this season. First pitch incoming to him is a called strike in the bottom left side of the strike zone. Canton on the season has a .409 batting average, and he leads the team in just about every other category. Most hits, most runs, most doubles, triples, and RBIs. Pickoff throw back to first base ensures that Garrett Ostrander is staying honest over there. Canton set the single season record, franchise record for RBIs on the Idaho Falls Chukars back in Game 1. The 0-1 pitch is up on the hands of Canton. He gets jammed and lifts this one high up in the air. Cole Jordan at second squeezes it for the first out of the inning, and the runners stay where they are on first and second. Saltermaggio finally gets the first out of the way, but it did still take him 10 pitches to do so. Stepping up to the plate now is Tyler Wyatt. He's on a 31-game hit streak currently. He has had a hit in every game that he has played since July 5th. First pitch to him, jams him up on the hands, and he fouls it away for strike one. Idaho Falls Chukars are the best offensive team in the league in terms of batting average. Second is the Ogden Raptors, but they have not looked like it this week, getting outscored by 19 runs in the first 2 games of this series. Salt Formaggio, glove on his left hand, ball in it. This one is hit into opposite field, and it bounces on a short hop in front of Garrett Bivacqua, and he'll just lazily throw the ball into Cole Jordan, his cutoff man, but it's deep enough for Ty Dooley to score. So the Idaho Falls Chukars strike first on an RBI single off the bat of Tyler Wyatt. Haven't had a lot of hard hit balls yet in this game, but the Idaho Falls Chukars are placing them in the right spot. So now a run has come in. 1 out. Runners are on first and second for Justin Trimble. Trimble, the Arroyo Grande, California native. Tall left-hander standing at 6'4". First pitch to him. Misses just a bit inside, barely. Neither team has been very active in using their challenges. We saw them only get used late in yesterday's game. But besides that, been pretty appreciative and in agreement with the strike zone that our home plate umpires have offered up. 1-0 count. Salty checks Ostrander on second. That one's down in the dirt. Hank Dodson drops to his knees, angles his chest forward, and blocks the ball to keep it in front of him. Salt Formaggio adjusts his hat with his ball hand, now steps on the mound. Both runners taking a slight lead off of their respective bases. Nothing crazy, though, about 10 feet for each of them. Here comes the 2-0 pitch, and it's swung on and missed for strike 1. Big hat by the left-hander. Nico Salt Formaggio getting urged on by the sparse crowd here. Don't expect a big crowd on a rescheduled game that's at 3 p.m. on a Friday. But expect a good-sized crowd to fill in at 6:30 for Game 2. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. This one is on the ground. Salty handles it after 1 hop. They don't get 1 out over at second base as Chase Valentine went to squeeze the ball, and it just bounced off of the top of his glove. Definitely going to be an error on someone out in the field, and after what should have been 2 outs with runners on the corners, maybe even a double play to end the inning, the Raptors now have the bases loaded and just 1 out. So that brings up Wesley Mitchell. Bases are loaded for the right-handed designated hitter. Ostrander is on third. Wyatt is on second. Trimble is on first. The pitch is swung on and missed just outside the reach of Wesley Mitchell's red bat as Salt Formaggio got him to chase something outside the zone. I'm going to give Justin Trimble a single, but the ball was mishandled by Chase Valentine. 0-1 pitch. Nico Salt Formaggio went just about to the same spot, and then Wesley Mitchell learned his lesson and decided to hold back. Mitchell now looking at a 1-1 count. Runners on every base. Raptors looking for 1 on the ground to turn 2 and get out of this inning, having only given up 1 run. Here's the 1-1. It's swung on and missed. The ball flings out of the hands of Wesley Mitchell behind him and just barely skirts past the on-deck circle. One of the ball boys for the Ogden Raptors will retrieve the bat and go hand it back to Wesley Mitchell, and he's going to get a little more pine tar to throw on that thing. Raptors looking to snap a long losing streak that is dated all the way back to their trip to Missoula. The Idaho Falls Chukars are trying to continue their campaign to make the playoffs. Second place right now is the Missoula Paddleheads for the second half of the season at 18-8. The Chukars are at 16-10. And we talked to Bob Malacki yesterday. They have a pretty soft schedule for the rest of the season, so he likes their chances of possibly sneaking their way in. Here comes the 1-2 pitch, and it is fouled off. That was up on the hands of Wesley Mitchell, but he got ahead of it. Salt Formaggio adjusts his sleeves and now steps onto the mound. Had been towing the rubber on the first base side, but now moving a little bit over closer to third. 1-2 count, 1 out, runners on every base. Here's the pitch, and it swung on and missed for a strikeout by Nico Salt Formaggio, his first of the night. And just 1 out away from getting out of a jam, but he's asked to face off against Parker Lester, who had the best game of anyone back in Game 1, going 3 for 6 with 6 RBIs. Sam Canton in that game had 5 RBIs and didn't lead the team. It's a pretty good indication of the level of hitting that the Idaho Falls Chukars bring to the ballpark on a day-to-day basis. 2 outs. First pitch is low in the dirt. Hank Dodson blocks it well. Parker Lester, 6'4" lefty from Dalton, Georgia. Played his college ball over at Mercer. One of the younger players on their team at just 23 years old. Upright stance, bat oscillating up and off his shoulder. The 1-0 pitch misses outside as well. Salty adjusts his hat with his right hand, licks his right fingertips, and now toes the rubber, this time back on the first base side. Not a lot of action on the base paths, each runner taking a casual lead off their respective base. 2-0 count, glove at his chest, Saltformaggio offers, and it's waved on with no connection by Lester for the first strike to make it a 2-1 count. Chukars are making Salty work in this inning thus far. He's about to throw his 25th pitch already. 2-1 incoming. Swung on and missed as well. That one middle of the strike zone, but 85 miles an hour, and Parker Lester was a bit ahead of it. Lester calls time, adjusts the right shin guard on his right shin. Redoes his Velcro and now steps back in the box. Swings his bat around once and now lightly presses it on his shoulder. 2-2 for Saltformaggio. The pitch swung on and missed, and Nico Saltformaggio works his way out of the inning, only allowing 1 run. Good start for the Raptors. That's one of their best starts so far. 3 base runners are stranded, but it's a 1-0 lead in favor of Idaho Falls after the top of the first inning. We'll come back after this break. No ads will be running in today's YouTube audio stream, so just stay with us. If you just hear the sounds of the crowd, you aren't doing anything wrong. We'll be back in just a second for the bottom of the first inning, and the Ogden Raptors will come up to bat. Welcome back to the Ogden Raptors broadcast network. Bottom of the first inning, it's the Raptors trailing 1-0 to the Idaho Falls Chukars. The Raptors will be led off by Dylan Wilkinson for the second day in a row, trying to put Chase Valentine, their normal leadoff man, in a position where he actually has runners on base. Pitcher is Mason Pennington, the right-hander for the Idaho Falls Chukars. Might have a pitch clock violation to start things off, and we do, so Dylan Wilkinson will get a 1-0 count immediately to start it off. Pennington is a 6'3" right-hander from Collinsville, Oklahoma. 1-0 count, first pitch to Wilkinson, and that one is up too high. Behind the plate for the Chukars today is DeMarcus Smiley, Parker Lester on first, Ostrander on second, Ty Dooley at short, Trimble at third, left to right in the outfield. You got Vaughn, Wyatt, and Canton. Similar faces. 2-0 pitch. And that one is right down the middle for a called strike. About as center cut as you can get. So Dylan Wilkinson leading off for just the second game. Chase Valentine, who's batting third today, had been the consistent leadoff man as the 2-1 is swung on and missed for strike 2. Talked to Ed Campanello, the manager for the Raptors, and he said that he wants to put Valentine in a position to make important swings with runners on base. 2-2. The pitch to Wilkinson misses way outside. Pennington with a very over-the-top delivery. He's got a shallow left leg kick that then he extends very far down the mound, and while he does so, his right hand comes almost entirely over his shoulder. The full count. Misses too low, and Wilkinson works a leadoff walk. 1 ball thanks to the pitch clock violation, and the rest of them offered up by Pennington. Carmine Lane will come up second. The rest of the batting order for the Raptors is Chase Valentine. Colson Lawrence bats cleanup. Tyler Stone 5th. Gio Ferraro is back in the lineup today. He's batting 6th. And then the final 3 are Garrett Bivacqua, Cole Jordan, and Hank Dodson. Carmine Lane. New setup for him. Much more of a closed stance. His left foot is about 3 inches closer to the plate than his right one. The first pitch that he sees misses up high out for ball 1. So Carmine might be making a couple adjustments. He did have a very good series against Missoula. He had the best average for the series, batting .423 in those 6 games. Here comes the 1-0 from Pennington, and that one misses up high. Smiley snatches that one out of the air. First game that DeMarcus Smiley has caught in for the Idaho Falls Chukars. It had been Drew Stengren for most of the series, and then actually Ryan Lee subbed in yesterday for 2 at-bats that he made great use of, hitting 2 home runs. Next pitch misses outside, and Carmine Lane now looks at a 3-0 count. Raptors have not led at any point during this series. Each game has been basically a blowout by the end of it. 3-0, right down the middle. Looks like Carmine did not have the green light as he stayed flat-footed as the 85-mile-an-hour ball flew past him. So now a 3-1 count. Still a closed down stance for Carmine. Bare gloves gripping the bat. He swings on this next pitch and pulls it into left field. That's going to go down in front of Casey Vaughn for a base hit. Rounding second and going to third is Dylan Wilkinson, and now he's going to keep going. It'll be a close play at home. DeMarcus Smiley has the ball, and he tags Dylan Wilkinson for the first out of the inning. Ed Campanello motioned Dylan Wilkinson to run in, but it might not have been his best call, as by the time Wilkinson was only about 2/3 of the way to home plate, the ball was already in the glove of DeMarcus Smiley. So Wilkinson gets gunned down. Carmine Lane will get a double, but a little bit too aggressive of base running costs the Raptors, and they've got 1 out now. Valentine does have a runner on second, so the plan is being executed pretty well for him thus far, putting him in 3-hole. Pennington, with his glove at his belt, checks the runner on second, kicks his left leg and deals. First pitch called strike in the bottom of the strike zone to Valentine. Valentine was a new member of the Raptors this year, but he's been with them all season long. A 1 pitch misses down in the dirt, gets away from Smiley, and he'll chase after it, but Carmine Lane will slide into third base, head first, uncontested. Either a wild pitch or a pass ball, but I would guess wild pitch with the way that one hit the dirt. Chase Valentine came over from the San Diego Padres. The Raptors actually picked him up the day he was released, and he has gone on to start all 74 games they have played. This is his 75th consecutive start. He waves his bat above his right shoulder, ready for the 1-1. Here it comes. He hits this one high in the air, straight away center. Retreating is Tyler Wyatt, back to the warning track and the wall, but he does make the catch with an outstretched left hand, but it's deep enough to score Carmine Lane, and the Raptors have tied this one up at 1. Well-executed sac fly by Chase Valentine, and the Raptors are on the board. Bases are clear now for Colson Lawrence as he steps up to bat. Colson from Hoover, Alabama. Another one of the Raptors who have played in professional MLB organizations, playing most recently in the Miami Marlins club. Standing at the ready, first pitch, works inside and too high up on his chin. He takes it for ball 1. Lawrence is a big go home type of guy. 23 home runs leads the team. 78 strikeouts also leads the team. 1-0 pitch is fouled back over the netting, and that's going to give a fan outside of the stadium a souvenir. 1-1 game. Raptors have struggled thus far in this series. Idaho Falls has really had control throughout the whole thing. Pennington's next pitch misses too low. Mason Pennington is in his 8th start today. He's pitched a complete game once so far this season. 7.08 ERA. 26 strikeouts, 13 walks. So really gets most of his outs thanks to his defense. The 2-1 works inside on the hands of Colson Lawrence. He holds up, and it's now a 3-1 count to him. Pennington did pitch back in Game 3 when the Idaho Falls Chukars came to visit last time. 3-1 pitch. Catches the outside of the strike zone for called strike 2. Colson Lawrence is going to use a red pocket mobile strike zone challenge. It was called a ball. And it is going to be overturned for a ball. So Colson Lawrence works a walk. Second walk of the inning given up by Mason Pennington. Usually has pretty good control. Like I said, just 13 walks on the season. Tyler Stone will come up to bat now with 2 outs and a runner on first. Tyler Stone, an alumni of the University of Nebraska. Played 2 years there. Won 2 Big Ten championships there. Very tall left-hander from Scottsdale, Arizona. Provides quite a lot of power. First pitch is right down the middle for called strike 1 to him. Stone has struggled a bit so far since coming to the Ogden Raptors. He has improved in this series, however. He started this series batting below 200, about 175. He now bats 237 after playing in both of the 2 games that we've played thus far. A 1. Misses inside just by a little bit, but it'll be a 1-1 count to Stone. Beautiful day for baseball here in Ogden, and much to the players' delight, it is not too hot. Just 79 degrees. A day that you can definitely play 2 ball games in. 1-1 pitch is fouled up and away out of the ballpark up the left field line. Both of these games today will just be 7-inning games. So 7 innings for Game 3, 7 innings for Game 4. Different than the last doubleheader that the Raptors had to play against Long Beach, as they had started Game 1, so they had to finish it as a 9-inning game. That's the rule. 1-2 count incoming. Pennington kicks his left leg and deals, and it works inside to Tyler Stone. He backs up a little bit to protect his hands. So it's now a 2-2 count to Stoney. Standing in the on-deck circle, if he is able to come up, is Gio Ferraro, who has not played the first 2 games in this series. But he is healthy now and ready to play as one of the better bats on the team for the Raptors. The 2-2 is pulled into right field by the lefty. That goes down as a base hit. It rolls and is handled by Sam Canton. Rounding second and going to third is Colson Lawrence. And now there's runners on the corners for Gio Ferraro to make his re-entry for the Ogden Raptors after being inactive for the last 2 games. Tyler Stone continuing to find his footing, and he has really liked that pull side right field. His last 3 hits have all gone into that area, dating back into Game 2. Gio Ferraro will step up to the plate now. DeMarcus Smiley is going to walk out to the mound and have a couple words with his pitcher, Mason Pennington. When Mason Pennington pitched against the Raptors in Game 6, when they came to play here a couple weeks ago, that was a 9-6 loss for the Idaho Falls Chukars. Ogden took that game. He went 6 innings, gave up 9 hits and 6 runs. He struck out 6, however, walking just 2, but it was the home runs that were an issue for him. Gave up 2 home runs in that ball game. His last start was a very solid one against Boise last week in Game 3. So just 8 days ago now. Or excuse me, no, not less than that. 6 days because of the doubleheader now. He went 7 innings, gave up 5 hits, just 2 runs. and had 4 strikeouts to go along with just 2 walks. First pitch is a called strike in the bottom of the zone to Gio Ferraro. So in his last couple starts, Mason Pennington has only walked a couple batters. Today has already walked 2 in the bottom of this first inning, a long first inning already. Next pitch is swung on and missed by Gio Ferraro. So it's an 0-2 count to him now. Ferraro has a bit of a tendency to overwind himself, reaching his right hands too far behind him, which makes it hard to catch back up to the pitch. Did that a little bit on the last one. 0-2, runners on the corners, 2 outs. Ferraro lets that one go. Hard pitch to lay off of, as it had some really good late movement that took it out of the strike zone, but it looked middle for a large portion of its ball flight. 1-2 count for Ferraro. Runner in scoring position is Colson Lawrence. The pitch, swung on and missed. Ferraro's bat was under the ball that was high in the strike zone, and he'll walk back to the dugout as well as the 2 runners on base. So the Ogden Raptors tie it up thanks to a sacrifice fly by Chase Valentine. We're tied up 1-1 heading into the top of the second inning after this break on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network. Welcome back to the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network. Top of the second inning incoming. Due up for the Idaho Falls Chukars is their 8-9-1 hitter. Casey Vaughn, DeMarcus Smiley, and Ty Dooley. Casey Vaughn, a powerful left-hander. Good mix of lefties and righties in the lineup for the Idaho Falls Chukars. DeMarcus Smiley on deck, also a lefty. Vaughn shows bunt, puts it down, and then it trickles foul, so he'll walk back into the batter's box. When you're trying to bunt for a hit, you like to have the element of surprise and lay it down on your first attempt, because now the corners, especially Gio Ferraro, playing third, are a little bit shallower. Next pitch is hit this time to Cole Jordan on the ground. He gloves it, takes a couple steps, and then gives it over to Tyler Stone at first base for the first out of the inning. So Nico Saltermaggio gets the first out of the inning, 2 batters sooner than he did back in the first inning. Salty's going to need a couple efficient innings if he wants to have some length in this ball game, as he had a 25-pitch first inning. DeMarcus Smiley, the catcher, will be the next man up. He hits this one off the bottom of his bat. Saltermaggio rushes it, throws it over the head of DeMarcus Smiley into the glove of Tyler Stone. Great play by the pitcher. He had to use his agility and his speed to go handle that ball, and then lobbed it over the head of DeMarcus Smiley, as he was basically a quarterback throwing to an open receiver and getting over a defender for the second out of the inning. So we're rolling back over to the top of the lineup with Ty Dooley, who's 1 for 1 this afternoon with a double. He later went on to score. First pitch misses outside for ball 1. Good inning for Saltermaggio efficiency-wise thus far. That was just his 4th pitch. Here comes the 5th on the 1-0. That one is inside, so he gets behind 2-0 to Ty Dooley. Also don't want the opposing batting lineup to see your starting pitcher too many times. Dooley in the second inning already getting his second look at Saltermaggio. Salty sidesteps and then kicks and deals. This one is hit into left field. That will go down as a base hit. Center fielder Dylan Wilkinson actually handles it instead of Colson Lawrence in left, but that will be a single, and it's a 2-for-2 day for Ty Dooley so far. Already one of Dooley's better games in this series is he struggled a little bit. He went 1 for 5 in game 1 and 0 for 4 in game 2. So he's got more hits here in game 3 than he'd had in the entire series thus far. Always good to get going on a doubleheader day as well. Garrett Ostrander stands up into the box now. Open stance for the right-hander. Shin guard on his left foot. It's black and matches the black of his jersey. First pitch. Beautiful breaking ball that finds its way into the strike zone. Salty fares a lot better against batters that he can get ahead of. Kind of a common trend for most batters, but feels like it's especially the case for Nico. 0-1 pitch. Dodson set up on the outer half of the home plate, and this one on a hop is handled by Chase Valentine and stepped on second by Cole Jordan for the force out to end the inning. So a much more efficient inning. 4 batters come up for Nico Saltvermaggio. He sits 3 of them down. The Idaho Falls Chukars leave 1 stranded, and we're still knotted up at 1 as we head into the bottom of the second inning after this break on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network. Welcome back to the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network. Bottom of the second inning, Arden Locke with you here on a double duty day. 2 7-inning games between the Ogden Raptors and the Idaho Falls Chukars, as yesterday's game 3 got canceled due to weather, postponed to today, and we're playing 2. Can never complain about extra baseball. Due up in this inning, 7, 8, and 9 for the Ogden Raptors going against Pennington. First pitch to Bivacqua works inside for ball 1. Garrett Bivacqua has been in the lineup a lot more since Kyler Stincato has been unavailable recently. Played well in Missoula, went 6 for 18, 333 batting average. He fouls off the bottom of his bat the next pitch to make it 1-1. Pennington slowed it way down on that pitch, 77 miles an hour. Not a whole lot of breeze here at Lindquist Field. The flag in the outfield just has a little bit of wind in the cloth, taking it basically directly to the right. Bivacqua loads up on this next pitch, but then fouls it up the first base line foul, and first base coach Caden London is able to barehand that one. So Bivacqua behind 1-2. Lefty with an upright stance. Hands out in front of him, gloved in white batting gloves. He pulls the 1-2, but it's able to be handled by the first baseman, and he underhand throws it to Pennington, who rushed over to the bag to cover, and the first out of the inning is recorded. Good hustle by Mason Pennington off the mound, as Bivacqua, being an outfielder, has a lot of good speed and can cover a lot of ground quickly. So both pitchers getting off to a better start in the second inning than they did back in the first. Recording an out, a couple batters earlier than they did last time. Cole Jordan will step up now. He has really danced around in different parts of the lineup. First pitch to him is a called strike on the outside of the strike zone, and we're going to get a red pocket mobile strike zone challenge by Cole Jordan. Called strike. Raptors have 2 challenges, as Colson Lawrence has already gotten a challenge right so far in this game. The Idaho Falls Chukars have not attempted to challenge yet. And it is confirmed a strike. So Cole Jordan cocks his head in a little bit of disappointment. That's where I question a little bit the strategy of the Red Pocket Mobile Strike Zone Challenge. It's the bottom of the second, 1 out, no one's on base, and we're tied. 0-2 pitch misses down low in the dirt. It just feels like you might want to save it for a higher leverage moment. That maybe you keep an inning alive when there's people on base late in the game. Easy to kind of be a Monday morning quarterback, though. Play the what-if game a little bit. 1-2 to Cole Jordan, misses too low, so now... Or excuse me, 1-1 misses too low, so now we're at 2-1. Jordan, one of the co-captains, he's in his 3rd season with the Ogden Raptors. Also played for UVU, so has spent a lot of time in Utah. He watches the ball flight and almost mimics it with his right shoulder as it dipped out of the strike zone for ball 3. So it's now a 3-1 count to Cole Jordan. Pennington standing basically dead center of the rubber, kips his left leg and deals. That one misses too low for called strike 2. Jordan might not have agreed, but definitely wasn't going to challenge a second time in this at-bat. So now we've got a full count. At one point during this season, Jordan was on a 26-game hit streak, has cooled down a little bit since then. He stands at the ready for the 3-2 pitch, and that one misses way too low. Already Pennington's 3rd walk of the game. And uncharacteristic, to say the least, for Pennington, as he entered into this game having offered up just 13 walks in 40 2/3 innings. Averaging a walk every 3 innings. Already had 3 in 2 innings here. Hank Dodson up to bat, the 9-hole hitter. First pitch misses outside to him. Dodson's real only pitfall of his game this year has been his batting. He's been phenomenal behind the plate as a catcher. Has struggled a little bit as a batter, batting .270. Still not a bad clip, just in this overactive offensive Pioneer League. .270 is not always going to put you in a very good spot on the team. For reference, Justin Trimble has the best, or one of the best batting averages in the league, and he bats .424. The first 2 pitches missed the strike zone coming into Hank Dodson, so he looks at a 2-0 count with a runner on first. That's Cole Jordan. Jordan, pick-off throw, and he slides head first into home plate, or excuse me, into first base. He's still 270 feet away from home plate, is Cole Jordan. 2-0 count to Dodson. Very minute swings of his bat over his right shoulder. He ripped this one hard, 107 miles per hour off the bat, but it sailed probably 45 degrees too far out of play. He was way ahead of the 78-mile-an-hour off speed. Dodson resettles himself, adjusts his pants with his right hand, and now steps back into the box. Slightly open stance for him. Jordan is stagnant with about a 10-foot lead off of first base. Next pitch misses up high and outside, and it's now a 3-1 count to Dodson. With Dodson not having the most powerful bat on the team, he's probably looking in a very small circle where this pitch needs to be for him to swing at it. Here comes the 3-1, and the runner does go. It's a throw that missed a little bit outside of where Ty Dooley, the shortstop, was setting up, and Cole Jordan was able to slide in safely. The pitch was a called strike, so we're now full. But Cole Jordan is able to snag his 25th stolen base of the season. Raptors are a very active team on the base pass. That was their 139th steal this season. For reference, the Chukars have only stolen 57. Slight lead off of second for Cole Jordan. The next pitch works up and inside on Hank Dodson, and that's back-to-back walks and already 4 walks in this ball game. uncharacteristic to say the least. Entering into the game, Pennington had walked 13. He's already walked 4 today. So has almost walked a third of the batters he had walked in the season coming into this game. And that's going to prompt Bob Malachy to go have a couple words with him. Fans are continuing to file in here on this surprise Friday afternoon game for the Ogden Raptors. Zach Dart's going to come over and break up the party out on the mound. As Smiley, the catcher, Pennington, the pitcher, and Bob Malachy, the manager, break up their conversation. High five and a fist pump between the catcher and pitcher. Was a little bit of encouragement as we roll back over to the top of the batting order with just 1 out and runners on first and second. So pretty dream scenario for the Raptors as you have Wilkinson and Lane due up. Wilkinson bats .318 with 41 RBIs. Lane bats .401 with 86 RBIs. Right-hander versus left-hander matchup. Pennington, left foot slightly in front of his right, checks the runner on second, and his first pitch misses way outside. Wilkinson worked to walk his last time up and then was later gunned down as he tried to take home on a Carmine Lane double. 1-0 pitch, Pennington left leg kick and deal. That one does catch the top of the strike zone. Could have been a slightly loose zone for Zach Dart on that one as it looked a bit high, but the Raptors with only 1 challenge remaining and still early in the baseball game. Wilkinson crowding the plate just slightly. His left toe is almost on the white line, the white chalk of the batter's box. The 1-1 pitch misses up too high, and it's now 2-1. Wilkinson has really been used all over the field defensively this year, has played just about every position, played the outfield, the infield, and has played catcher. Now, serving as a batter, he fouls the 2-1 back with a big cut. Loaded up, squatted into his legs, but just got the ball a little bit too far on the bottom of it and took it backwards instead of forwards. 2-2, 1 out. Runners are on first and second. Cole Jordan shifting from left to right on his feet. Lead off of second base. The 2-2 pitch is laid off by Dylan Wilkinson, and it's outside for ball 3. Wilkinson faced the full count his last time up and was able to work a walk. This would be Pennington's 5th walk. Season high. The pitch swung on and missed. And Dylan Wilkinson strikes out, second one of the day by Mason Pennington. And he grabs the throw back from DeMarcus Smiley with a little bit of oomph. Might have been a little frustration with the amount of walks he's already given up, and happy to finally get one walking back to the dugout. So Carmine Lane will step up to bat now with 2 outs and runners on first and second. The Raptors know they have to take advantage of every base runner they get. Off speed, misses up too high for ball 1. Lane doubled back in the first inning. He's 1 for 1. Still working the closed stance. His toes are actually pointed more towards the on-deck circle of the Idaho Falls Chukars. And the next pitch is a called strike on the outside of the zone for strike 1. So a 1-1 count to Carmine Lane. Lane is one of 3 Ogden Raptors who played his baseball in college for University of South Florida, USF. Sebastian Greco is one of the other ones. 1-2, the runners go. DeMarcus Smiley's going to throw down to second. His throw is stopped really well by Ty Dooley, who had to leap in the air and show off his vertical to keep that ball from sailing into the outfield. And it's a successful double steal. So that's going to be steals 140 and 141 for the Raptors. And Cole Jordan has made his way over to third via 2 stolen bases. 2-1 count for Carmine Lane, 2 runners in scoring position. The pitch misses a little bit too high, and it's now 3-1. Cole Jordan on third has decent speed. For reference, he's stolen 26 bases this year. Hank Dodson, a catcher, is on second and would probably be one of the first to tell you he does run a little bit like a catcher. Here comes the 3-1, and Lane lays off, and it's been the 5th walk of the day so far by Pennington, and he's walked the bases loaded. So now Ed Campanello's game plan is really coming to fruition, where his 3-hole hitter, Chase Valentine, who he moved down to the 3-hole to give him at-bats with runners on. That's exactly what this is. 2 outs, big moment for Valentine. Runners are on every single base. The corners of the infield are about even with their bases. The middle infielders are standing just shy of the outfield grass. Each outfielder playing basically their true position, but are all fairly deep, about between 5 to 10 feet shy of the warning track. The first pitch to Valentine misses up too high, ball 1. Valentine stands at the ready, red tape on his wrist. The next pitch is up high as well, and he's now worked a 2-0 count. Colson Lawrence, the man on deck, is the team leader in RBIs. Chase Valentine is a close third at 85. Carmine Lane sits in between those two at second. Valentine, 2-0 count, and he unleashes on this one, but it sails into the backstop foul. Chase Valentine, a similar look to the pitcher, Nico Saltformaggio, today, as he does have a red sleeve on his left arm. Salty opting for the double sleeve option. Chase Valentine, just the left arm. His accessories are almost all red, with the guards and his tape matching the red accents of the jersey. 2-1, line drive, right back up the middle. That'll go down as a base hit. Cole Jordan is able to score. Hank Dodson follows suit. Extending to third is Carmine Lane. And Chase Valentine has now had 3 RBIs on the day. He's responsible for all 3 runs that the Raptors have scored. They've taken their first lead of the series. Ed Campanello feeling pretty good about himself with that change in the batting order, and it very much worked right there. Chase Valentine, 3 RBIs on this afternoon already. Colson Lawrence now, the RBI leader of the team, will come up to bat with runners on the corners. Pennington. Left leg kick and deal. Colson Lawrence, first pitch swinging. This one's a line drive to center field. It bounces just barely off the top of Raptors Ridge. It needed about 2 more inches to clear, but that is going to be enough for Colson Lawrence to make it to second. And it scores Carmine Lane. The Raptors now with a 4-1 lead. That one hit the top of Raptors Ridge, which is the tallest part of this ballpark. According to TrackMan, that one flew 400 feet and just needed about 2 inches more. Center fielder Tyler Wyatt actually grabbed it off the fly off the ricochet, but does not count as an out, obviously, as it hit the outfield wall. But that quick play and the quick relay in probably saved a run, as Chase Valentine was not able to score, and he's one of the faster men on the team. Colson Lawrence is on second. Chase Valentine is on third. Tyler Stone, first pitch, high in the air, deep right field, and it's out of the ballpark. 3-run home run, and the Raptors have blown it open in the second inning. Tyler Stone has hit 2 home runs in this series already. He entered the series with just 1 home run in his career with the Raptors. So the Raptors in great position now. 7-1 lead. Gio Ferraro steps back up, but the bases have been cleared thanks to Tyler Stone's home run. That one traveled 399 feet. Gio Ferraro lines this one right back up the middle on the first pitch. It uses the mound as a ramp and sails into center field for another hit. 4 straight hits that started with the Chase Valentine single, Colson Lawrence double, and Tyler Stone homer. And the Raptors have now batted around this inning. They have roughed Mason Pennington up, and he is going to come out of the ball game. Bob Malachy with his second trip to the mound, which can only mean one thing. If you're listening to our audio stream, which is the only way you could be accessing us right now, we're going to work to get that score bug updated and active. As we are aware, it is still showing 0-0. New pitcher coming in is going to be a right-hander for the Idaho Falls Chukars. Once got his number. It's Mason Collins. A Mason coming in for a Mason, right-hander. Collins has already pitched once so far in this series. He is a two-way player. He can play out in the field as well. That's incorrect, actually. The third Mason on the team, Mason Bryant, is the man who has already pitched in this series. Mason Collins, if you're tracking, the third Mason pitcher to come in for the Idaho Falls Chukars, but has not appeared in Ogden yet. He came in most recently for Game 6 against the Boise Hawks when an inning of relief gave up a hit, no runs in 5 batters that he faced. His Game 5 appearance was not as great, going just 2/3 of an inning, giving up 3 runs on 1 hit and 8 batters. But then back in Game 2 was phenomenal, going 2 2/3 of an inning, no hits, no runs. So clearly, Collins does have the ability to string some batters together and go the distance for a couple innings, which would be huge, as the Raptors, or the Idaho Falls Chukars, have a new pitcher coming in just the second inning. This is the best that the bats have looked for the Raptors so far in this series. First time that they've led in this series, and it's been a big one. Bavacqua with a vertical stance comes up for the second time in this inning. He swings and misses a big cut that was well ahead of Collins' first offering. It's not often that you see someone go first pitch swinging on the first pitch they see from a new pitcher, but Bavacqua wanted to stay aggressive. Bavacqua has a runner on first in the form of Gio Ferraro. The Raptors entered into this inning tied 1-1. They now lead this 7-1 as they've put up 6 runs. Valentine got the scoring going with a single that scored Jordan and Dodson. And then Tyler Stone did a great job, a 3-run homer. In between there, 1 more run scored. Bavacqua hits a fly ball into right field, and that's squeezed by Sam Canton to finish the inning. But the Ogden Raptors score 6 runs in the bottom of the second, and they'll take a 7-1 lead as we head into the top of the third after this break on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
Welcome back from the break. Tonight's broadcast is presented on the Home Team Network for live video streaming, on YouTube for audio-only coverage, and on 88.9 FM for In the Park Radio.
Welcome back to the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network. Top of the third inning, and Ogden has their first lead of this entire series. Salt Formaggio continues his work out on the mound, and the first pitch is a called strike coming in to Sam Canton. So Sam Canton had a 5 RBI game to start this series, and that gave him the single season record for RBIs. This could be another one as he lifts it into deep right field, and it flies just into the top of Raptors Ridge, drops down in front of the right fielder, Garrett Bivacqua. So what looked like it could have been a home run turns out to just be a stand-up double. But it's a good start to the top of the third inning as Sam Canton and his Idaho Falls Chukars have a 6-run deficit to overcome. Good launch on that as it exited off the bat at 91 miles an hour. 372 feet of carry. Could have been a home run in different parts of the ballpark, but Raptors Ridge stands at about 30 feet above the ground. Requires quite a lot of lift to get over it. Canton stands on second as Tyler Wyatt, the right-hander, comes up to bat. He swings on the first pitch. It's lifted very high in the air, and it's going to sail into the stands. Bouncing in front of some of the fans who have come to watch this surprise day game. So it'll be an 0-1 count to Tyler Wyatt. Wyatt today singled, but then got stranded on base. He was part of the 3 runners that got stranded in the first inning. Salty checks the runner on second, kicks his left leg and deals, and that one is a called strike in the bottom right corner of the strike zone. Salt Formaggio ahead 0-2. Salt Formaggio had a long first inning, going 7 batters, but then was able to get through 4 batters and about 6 pitches in the second inning. Looking to continue his efficiencies to elongate his outing today. 0-2 pitch, left leg kick up towards his right hip, and that one just barely misses outside. Great pitch on an 0-2 count and an even better take by Tyler Wyatt. The Idaho Falls Chukars, best offense in the Pioneer League, batting .353 as a team. 1-2 pitch inside and makes Tyler Wyatt scoop back. 2-2 count. Wyatt singled on just the second pitch he saw, so it's the longest at-bat of his afternoon so far. One of the most reliable men to get a hit as the 2-2 pitch in comes, and he pulls it up the third base line. He has gone 0 for in just 6 games in this season, and that's an impressive total, as on the season, this is going to be the 54th game that he has played in. Wyatt with his bat starting almost perpendicular to the ground and then moving a little bit more to a 45-degree angle. 2-2 pitch. He gets under this one. It's lifted high in the air. Hank Dodson flips off his mask and will head over towards the on-deck circle of the Idaho Falls Chukars and squeezes it for the first out of the inning. Quickly turns around to check the runner on second, but it's Sam Canton staying where he is. Justin Trimble will step into the box now. Trimble is second in the Pioneer League in a lot of important statistics when it comes to batting. Second in batting average, second in home runs, second in RBIs. Unfortunately for him, he plays on the same team as the man who is best in the league in RBIs. First pitch is a called strike into him. So arguably the Idaho Falls Chukars have the best and second best batters in the Pioneer League, which makes sense being the leading offense in the league. Salt Formaggio's 0-1 pitch incoming. Dodson set up on the outside of the plate. That one misses low in the dirt. Dodson actually falls backwards, losing his balance and landing on his backside, but he kept the ball in front of him enough, and it was an unexpected miss that Sam Canton stayed where he was on second. 1-1 count. Directionally, Salt Formaggio seemed to hit his spot on that one, just height-wise, north-south. A little bit too low. Below the equator, if we're doing geography. 1-1, and that one misses outside as well, so it's now a 2-1 count. Salt Formaggio, pretty routine when he gets the ball back. He likes to adjust his hat with his right hand, licks his fingertips of his throwing hand, and does a big windmill with his arms to adjust his sleeves. After all that, it's a 2-1 pitch that's swung on and missed for strike 2. Trimble is one of the taller members of this Idaho Falls Chukars team, standing at 6'4". He's been one of the best batters all year. In fact, in June, he was the Pioneer League Hitter of the Month, going .450 with 12 home runs and 47 RBIs in just 26 games in that month. So you say he's slowed down, but he's still batting very well. Saltramaggio will step off the mound and recollect himself. Sam Canton strolls off of second base casually. Chase Valentine available to cover, but still probably 15 feet away from the bag. 2-2 misses down in the dirt. A backhanded pick by Hank Dodson collects the ball, and he'll trade it out with Dart behind home plate. So it's a full count now to Justin Trimble. Left-hander. Bent over stance. Kind of the opposite of the Garrett Bivacqua stance that the Raptors know. And Salty misses well outside with the full count offering. First walk he's given up so far in game one of this doubleheader. So it'll bring up the DH, Wesley Mitchell, who struck out swinging his last time up. Saltramaggio's pitch count continuing to climb. 48 pitches at this current moment through 2 1/3 of an inning. First pitch is fouled back by Mitchell. Wesley Mitchell, the DH tonight, has very fast hands. While he lets his bat get over his right shoulder fairly deep, his hands don't get wound up very far over that right shoulder, so he's able to bring them around his body and get the lumber into the hitting area very quickly. Wesley Mitchell was part of a pair of strikeouts with himself and Parker Lester, who's on deck to end the first inning with bases loaded. Runners are on first and second for him now with just one out in this third inning, and he rips this one into left field. That's going to go down as a base hit. It now careens off of the wall in left field. Checking to make sure he's got time, and he does, is Sam Canton as he rounds third to score. But the runner on third now, Justin Trimble, will be held up after that. It's an RBI double for Wesley Mitchell, and it's now a 7-2 game in favor of the Raptors still. Good piece of hitting by Wesley Mitchell. The ball worked a little bit inside on his hands, and he turned on it quickly with those quick hands that I alluded to, and got it bouncing off of the left field wall. So it's an RBI single for RBI double, for Wesley Mitchell. And now runners are on second and third. Still just one out for Parker Lester. First pitch misses outside to Lester. He was part of the pair of strikeouts I just mentioned. His counterpart in that pairing, Wesley Mitchell, has fared better in this third inning. Parker Lester hoping to do the same. For next pitch, starts and looks like it's going to hit Lester and then beautifully moves back into the strike zone. 16.78 inches of horizontal break on that pitch out of the hand of Nico Saltramaggio makes the count 1-1. Salty, next pitch offered up quickly, and Parker Lester waves on it in a way that he's going to want to take back. Is one of those pitches where your chin almost goes up in the air because of how far your arms are reaching at the outside pitch. It's the body language that Shohei Ohtani prompts from a lot of batters on the sweeper. 1-2 count now. Left leg kick from Saltramaggio. That pitch misses low in the dirt. Parker Lester doesn't chase this time, and it's now deuces. Lester having a great series thus far. He has gone 6 for 9 and has racked up 9 RBIs in those 9 at-bats in both big victories for his Chukars. The 2-2 pitch is swung on, hit hard, but hit well out of play up the left field line. Saltramaggio going back into his routine, taking a second longer before he toes the rubber, and deep breath with his chin at his chest. 1 out, 2 runners in scoring position for Parker Lester. 2-2 count on him. Salty rocks back and forth between his right and left foot and now deals. That one works way inside and really almost clips Lester, and the count will be full. Parker Lester went from a batter to a man who was just practicing self-defense and turning his back to the ball. Full count. Very small lead off of third base for Justin Trimble. Saltramaggio's pitch is hit right back up the middle, similar spot to where Wesley Mitchell hit it, and that's going to be enough to score both runners on base. It's just being picked up and fired in by Dylan Wilkinson now, and it's a stand-up double for Parker Lester, 2 RBI double. And the Idaho Falls Chukars continue to cut into the lead of the Raptors. It's now 7-4. Back-to-back RBI doubles out of the hand of Nico Saltramaggio, and that is going to prompt a mound visit from Christian Griffin, the pitching coach for the Ogden Raptors. Griffin's got a nice outfit working right now as he's wearing the baby blue pants that the Raptors are wearing, and I'm sure he has the uniform under it. But on top of it, he's got the batting practice hoodie that is different shades of blue tie-dye that the Raptors like to rock. Dylan Wilkinson, the center fielder, actually did some DIYing of that hoodie and made it a short sleeve, as throughout the beginning of the season he had been wearing it as a long sleeve. He said he liked the hood. A lot of the other players opt for a short sleeve red and blue tie-dye shirt. But then eventually Wilkie had enough of being hot and cut the arms off of that hoodie. Something that I was glad to see just for his well-being of surviving heat stroke, as it was a hot summer here in Ogden. So after the mound meeting, the man up to the bat is Casey Vaughn. Salty has allowed 3 runs in this inning already. The runner is on second for Vaughn. First pitch misses a bit too low for ball 1. Vaughn grounded out to Cole Jordan his last time up. 1-0 pitch incoming. Hit hard. Hit straight away. Running back to the wall is Dylan Wilkinson. Watch it fly. 2-run home run for Casey Vaughn. And with the snap of your fingers, the Idaho Falls Chukars are within 1. Just had a feeling with the way this series has been going that 6-run lead that early in the game was not safe, as the Idaho Falls Chukars have scored 20 runs in 4 of their last 5 games. You know you're going to have to rack up in the run column to defeat this team. DeMarcus Smiley is the man up with the bases cleared after that Casey Vaughn homer. Idaho Falls has put up 5 runs in the top of this third. The first pitch to Smiley misses outside for ball 1. He fouls the next pitch off to make it a 1-1 count. DeMarcus Smiley grounded up the first base line back in the second inning, and it was a great athletic play by Nico Saltramaggio to get him out. Salty is still searching for his second out of the inning. This one is hit past first base and then the gap between first and second, and that's a base hit for DeMarcus Smiley as Bavacqua scoops it up. 4 straight hits for the Idaho Falls Chukars. Teams are kind of mimicking themselves right now, as the Raptors rally started off with a Carmine Lane walk, and then they fired off a double, a single, a home run, and then a single. In this inning so far, Justin Trimble walked, and then it was a double, and now a home run and a single. Showing bunt and pushing it foul is Ty Dooley, as I think that pitch went a little bit higher and near his face than he was anticipating. So it'll be an 0-1 count to Dooley, as he's having a good day, 2 for 2. He'd only had 1 hit coming into this game in this series, has already totaled up 2 in just 2 at-bats. Dodson sets up on the outside part of the plate in the 0-1. Big cut with no connection is Dooley, and it's now 0-2 on him quickly. Dooley has struck out twice already in this series, and he had a tough game on Wednesday, going 0 for 4. did have an RBI in that game. 0-2, down in the dirt. Dodson with a great stop. Extended his right leg and dropped his left knee to keep the ball in front of him. This will be a 1-2 count on Ty Dooley now. Dooley, 5'10", 185. One of the leaner players on this team, displays a lot of speed and athleticism, playing shortstop out in the field. 1-2 is tapped behind him, foul, and he stays alive. This Chukars team does such a great job of just wearing down the pitchers. Even if they are sat down or they get out, they force the pitcher to work for it and work up his pitch count. And more often than not, they foul off a couple balls until they find the one that they like and are able to reach base. Pickoff throw makes DeMarcus Smiley hustle back to first base. He didn't have that big of a lead and didn't need to slide to get back. Sometimes the benefit of sliding, though, is it just takes you out of the range of motion of the first baseman. It gets you below where his tag might be. 1-2 is batted foul out of play, and Ty Dooley putting together a Idaho Falls Chukars-esque at-bat right now. Even though he's fallen behind, he's just continuing to work and work and work. Salts Formaggio is approaching 70 pitches right now, and we're just in the third inning. Here's the 1-2. The runner goes. Throw down from Hank Dodson is on line. The tag is applied for out number 2. Perfection from the catcher and the shortstop for the Ogden Raptors. The ball, or the pitch, was a ball. Missed a little bit too low, but they still are able to get an out of it. And now, Salts Formaggio, one more pitch to get out of the inning. Here's the 2-2. It misses up high, and the count is full. On full counts in this inning, Nico Salts Formaggio has given up a double and a walk, looking to change the tide as he shakes off 2 signs, likes the third one, sidestep into the motion, the pitch, fouled back. Dooley did a great job waiting on an off-speed, 84 miles an hour, just about 5 to 6 miles an hour lower than where Salts Formaggio's fastball sits. Full count once again. 5 runs have already come across home plate for the Chukars in this one, and there's going to be another runner on base with that next pitch as it misses outside for a walk. Salts Formaggio's second of the game and second of this inning. Plenty of action out in the bullpen for the Raptors, but no one throwing yet. Everyone just getting loose. We haven't done our jersey roll call yet, as the Chukars are wearing their same black jerseys as they wore on Wednesday. Black jerseys, white numbers, gray pants, black helmet. 208 is the area code on the front, and the 0 represented by their logo of a Chukar. First pitch incoming is swung on, and it's going to be batted right back up the middle. A grounder that Valentine hustles on, scoops up, transfers to his hand, and gives it over to Tyler Stone for the final out of the inning. So the Idaho Falls Chukars leave 1 run stranded, but they score 5 runs off of 5 hits. 1 is left on base, and it's a 7-6 1-run lead for the Ogden Raptors as we head into the bottom of the third inning after this break on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
GCB Computers. Refurbished, reliable, and ready to go. The computer you need at the price you can afford.
Who's pitching?
3 wireless carriers.
Big corporate mobile. Our stock always goes up.
So do your prices. I'm out. We're cheap, just like your coverage.
We're Red Pocket, your new ultimate cell carrier. Only we give you all 3. No price increases, 2-minute care, and all major networks for your best 5G coverage.
What's your ask?
$10?
You've got a deal. Switch to Red Pocket. Like me, your new ultimate cell carrier.
Dave Grant has proudly served the community for over 50 years, getting what you need, where you need it, when you need it. encapsulates our mission to deliver reliable and timely service. Contact us at 801-394-1621 or at www.granttrucking.com.
From the humble beginnings of Lael Bowman and Mel Kemp, the company has grown into a large steel facility supplying structural steel, reinforcing steel, and basement window systems.
Welcome back to the Ogden Raptors broadcast network. And in the bottom of the third inning, it's the Raptors with a 7-6 lead. They started this third inning with a 7-1 lead, and then the Idaho Falls Chukars put up 5 to start the inning, but it was well done by Sal Tramaggio simply to get out of the inning, leave a runner stranded, and his Raptors still have a 1-run lead. First pitch from Mason Collins misses outside. Next pitch is on the ground, off of the glove of Justin Trimble on a hot shot. That one will sail into foul territory, but it was touched fair, so it stays fair. And Cole Jordan has a leadoff single. Leadoff man is on for the second time in this game for the Ogden Raptors. Mason Collins is still the pitcher for the Idaho Falls Chukars. Very different motion for him when there's a runner on versus a runner off. He, with a runner on, starts towing the rubber. Pop-up on the first pitch by Hank Dodson, and the pitcher gets called off. Shortstop Ty Dooley is going to squeeze it just beyond the mound for the first out of the inning. So when there is no one on, Mason Collins starts facing the pitcher, both toes pointed directly toward, both toes pointed directly towards his catcher. He then angles his body forward, sidesteps, puts his right foot on the mound, and goes into his motion. With runners on, he gets rid of all the theatrics at the beginning and just starts with his left glove on his left thigh, right hand gripping the ball. First pitch incoming is a called strike to Dylan Wilkinson, rolling over to the top of the batting order. So it's an 0-1 count to Wilkinson, who is 0 for 1 today. He pushes this next one foul. Wilkinson 0 for 1, but has reached base on a walk back in the first inning. Oh-2 count. Cole Jordan about 10 feet off the first base bag. Collins hasn't given him a look yet and still has not. Here comes the 0-2 pitch, headed home. And it misses outside. Short step pitch from Collins, as it was not as elongated of a left leg kick as he normally presents. Wilkinson, the left-hander, steps back into the box. He likes to crowd the plate. Both of his toes stand almost touching the white chalk of the inside of the left-handed batter's box. Runner goes. Wilkinson swings and hits this one foul, and Cole Jordan will have to retreat. The Raptors wearing their baby blues. They've got pinstripes. Pinstripes, probably the wrong word. Just one long stripe down both sides. That is a navy blue center, bordered by white and then red. The numbers are navy. Red Sox peek out of the bottom of Wilkinson's long pants. 1-2 pitch. He hits this one up the opposite field line, and it's just barely foul. Wilkinson putting together a well-handled, well-thought-out at-bat right now. He fell behind 0-2 and has worked it to a 1-2 count, but is fouled back a couple balls to stay alive. Cole Jordan with a slightly larger lead than he has had. Collins continues to not give him a lot of attention. 1-2 pitch incoming. Cole Jordan goes. Holding up is Wilkinson. The throw down is not in time. It gets into center field, and Cole Jordan is going to make his way over to third. That is Cole Jordan's third stolen base, and then he'll get the next one on a wild throw. So Cole Jordan has racked up 360 feet of really taken baggage today. Manufacturing his way across the base paths is Cole Jordan, and he's made his way into scoring position for Dylan Wilkinson, who has worked his way to a 2-2 count. This one, a pop fly into foul territory up over the dugout of the Raptors, and that's going to sail into the stands. We'll do the 2-2 once again. The Raptors have now stolen 4 bases in this ball game, and 3 of them belong to Cole Jordan. He's going to advance to third on an error by the catcher. 2-2 count as Dylan Wilkinson continues to battle. Started his at-bat with a runner on first, and now Cole Jordan stands just 90 feet away. Here's the 2-2 pitch. It's outside. And Dylan Wilkinson continuing to battle. Fell behind 0-2. Now the count. The Muppet out on the big screen is telling the crowd that the count is full. Wilkinson circles his bat twice in his right hand, now grips it with both hands over his left shoulder. The full count pitch is fouled away once again. Zach Dart behind home plate, motions to both of his pockets, says he's got no balls, and is going to be delivered a new one from the bat boy in just a second. Payoff pitch once again. 2 more swings around circles of the bat. Wilkinson adds 1 more for good measure. The pitch swung on and hit high in the air. It's golfed into right field. A lot of hang time, and watching it sail down into his glove is Sam Canton, but it's deep enough to score Cole Jordan. So a sacrifice fly on a hard-fought at-bat gives the Raptors now a 2-run lead, 8-6. Wilkinson just got a little bit too far under that one. It had pretty good distance, though. Reached all the way to the first part of the warning track. Brings up Carmine Lane now, who is 1 for 1 on the night, but he has scored twice since he walked back in the second inning as well. First pitch to Carmine is a called strike. Beautiful frame by DeMarcus Smiley. You don't always give the catcher the credit they deserve, but he did a great job on that one. A little bit of delayed walk-up song for Carmine Lane as the next pitch in comes. He goes down to it, grounds it over to Dooley at shortstop, and he rainbows it over to Lester for the third out of the inning. The Raptors score 1 more run off of a sacrifice fly by Dylan Wilkinson, and they lead this one 8-6. As we head into the top of the 4th inning, the Raptors still holding on to their first lead of this series. We'll be back after this break on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
Windward Electric is the foremost commercial and industrial electrical contractor in the Intermountain West. We value relationships as we strive to provide exceptional experiences for our clients. Call 801-648-7270 for a quote or visit windwardelectric.com today.
Your toe chains are a little loose. Could spark a wildfire.
Thanks a lot.
Anytime. You should check out SmokeyBear.com. They've got a bunch of tips on wildfire prevention.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Next.
Hi. 2 tacos.
2 tacos.
2 tacos. 2 tacos.
Oh, I got them with a small business loan from America First Credit Union. They've been a huge help.
A huge help? Huge help. Huge help. Well, okay. Ah! Fire! Fire! Fire.
Oh, they're fire. Oh, they're on fire.
Get your money working with expert business services from America First.
This is Emmy with the Ogden Raptors, and now back for more baseball.
Welcome back to the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network. 8-6 in favor of the Ogden Raptors as they hold on to their first lead of this series. They've been beat by 8 and 11 so far, as the first pitch from Nico Saltermaggio of the inning had some mustard behind it. He fired that one into Sam Canton, but it missed inside for ball 1. Chukars have been feeling good recently. They have won 6 of their last 8. Raptors have lost 7 straight. 1-0 pitch. Called strike on the bottom right corner, or outside, excuse me, bottom left corner of the zone for a lefty, so it's a 1-1 count. So you're going last 8 games. The Raptors are 1-7. Next pitch is fouled off his own leg. Friendly fire by Sam Canton to make it 1-2. And the Idaho Falls Chukars are 6-2. 1-2. Salt Formaggio, sidestep, now into his motion. That one misses outside. Hank Dodson with a little point of encouragement, indicating that likely they hit their spot on that one. So far today, 1 for 2 is Sam Canton. Best bat in the Pioneer League is Canton, the lefty. Next pitch misses just a bit too high. He lays off of it. Canton, 409 batting average on the season, 121 RBIs entering into this game. 3-2 count, payoff pitch from Salt Formaggio. Pulled, that's down as a base hit into right field, collected by Garrett Bivacqua. And rounding first and holding up is Sam Canton. But he continues to be one of the best bats in this Pioneer League. Well on his way on an MVP campaign, to say the least. Leadoff man is on. Leadoff man has been on for the Idaho Falls Chukars in 3 of the 4 innings that they have played. Tyler Wyatt, the right-hander, who's playing center field today, is the man up. First pitch from Salty misses too low. Ball 1. Wyatt today 1 for 2. A single and a fly out, a pop out behind home plate in foul territory that was handled by Hank Dodson. Pickoff throw means that Sam Canton is sliding head first into first base, but he is in time. Tyler Wyatt, with that single back in the first, extended his hit streak to 32 games. 1-0, he's ahead of, swings on it and misses, and it's now 1-1. Have to remember a 7-inning game today, so 8-6 lead for the Raptors has to be maintained for 4 more innings rather than 6 more innings. 1-1, check swing, appeal down to first base, and he did not go around, says our first base umpire, Michael Goebel. So it's a 2-1 count to Tyler Wyatt. Salt Formaggio, the webbing of his glove, the outside of it pressed up against his left thigh. Pickoff throw back to first is not in time. Salty has a good turn time on his pickoff throw. Turn his whole body, set his shoulders, and give it over to Stone in a matter of a second. This pitch going to head home. Here's the 2-1. It's pulled up on the hands. It was Tyler Wyatt who got jammed. All 3 fielders convening on it, and it drops in front of Colson Lawrence in fair territory for a base hit. Up the left field line, Colson Lawrence came in. Chase Valentine retreated, as did Gio Ferraro, but neither the left fielder, the shortstop, or the third baseman could get a glove on that ball, and it's a blooper of a single if you've ever seen one. Really the definition of the word. Nevertheless, though, a single. Second hit of the game for Wyatt, and runners are on first and second for Justin Trimble, who's racked up the most RBIs of anyone in this series. Excuse me, most RBIs of anyone in yesterday's game. First pitch misses for a ball. Can't take the crown away from Parker Lester, who has 9, but Justin Trimble, not too shabby with 6. Trimble has been hitting the ball well in this series. He's gone 7 for 10. Coming into this game. The 1-0 misses outside to make it 2-0. After his 1 hit in this game, he's now 8 for 11, so really only improving. He swings his bat in a circle with his right hand and now sets up over it with his left shoulder. Slightly open stance for the 2-0 pitch. Incoming from Salt Formaggio. It's swung on and lightly hit. Gio Ferraro gets 1 out. No, he doesn't. My goodness. Ferraro rainbowed the throw a little bit too much over to Cole Jordan as they were looking to turn 2. Ed Campanello is feisty as he sails out of the dugout. He's going to run over and have some words with our third base umpire, Steele Rogers. Gio Ferraro was able to pretty easily handle the grounder. Cole Jordan wasn't quick to cover second, and so Ferraro put a little more air under his throw, but it made it so that Cole Jordan had to pop up, and ultimately his foot didn't come down on the bag in time to get the force play. Second time today that the Raptors have been unable to take advantage of a grounder. Remember, there was a grounder back to Salt Formaggio in the first inning that he threw over to Chase Valentine that Valentine mishandled for an out at second. Now, Ferraro and Cole Jordan are unable to connect for another out at second, and both of those are probably plays where the Raptors might have been able to turn 2. They are going to give Trimble a hit, it looks like, on that one. So now, instead of having 1 out and no bases loaded, you've got no outs, bases loaded for Wesley Mitchell. This is the second time today that Wesley Mitchell has come up with the bases loaded. Last time was in the first inning and he struck out. Next pitch incoming, that's up on the head of Wesley Mitchell, and it hits him. So Nico Saltermaggio has now walked a man home. It just barely grazed Mitchell, but at 91 miles an hour, had to look scary coming in. Mitchell took cover, but it did still clip his left elbow. And that's going to mean Hank Dodson's going to come out to the mound and have a couple words with his pitcher. There actually is going to be an error of some sort on Trimble because they're saying he reached on our scorekeeper is saying that he reached on a fielder's choice, which doesn't go down as a hit, obviously. After the hit by pitch, Wes Mitchell is on first, Justin Trimble's on second, and Tyler Wyatt is on third. No outs. Technically triple play position if the Raptors were really feeling frisky. Parker Lester is going to be the man up to bat. And he is the one I was talking about earlier who has racked up 9 RBIs in this series thus far, in a position to really increase that number. He waves and misses on the first pitch. Saltermaggio has had some luck against Lester thus far on that sweeper that works away from the left-hander. Lester has been sat down on strikes once today, has also doubled. He's got 2 RBIs today already, so he's got 11 in the series. Had 9 coming into the day. Here's the 0-1 pitch, misses outside. So it's now 1-1. Raptors definitely looking for a double play. The corners of the infield are playing pretty shallow. The middle infielders are towing just shy of the outfield grass. Dodson lowers his right knee and setting up on the outside of the plate. Nico Saltermaggio misses that location just a bit outside for ball 2. So far today, with the bases loaded, the Idaho Falls Chukars are 0 for 2. They are, though, 5 for 11 with runners in scoring position. This one hit hard into right field. Bavacqua goes over to his left, and he is able to make the grab, but that's going to be deep enough to score at least a run. The runners advance, and a sacrifice fly for Parker Lester is his 12th RBI of this series. Off the bat, that looked like it might have spelled trouble for the Ogden Raptors, but luckily for them, only scores 1. Game, though, is now tied after that sac fly, 8-8. So the Raptors have lost control of the first lead that they had held in this series. Chukars had not lost a lead at any point in this series. They still haven't, as they haven't led in this game yet. First pitch is pulled just barely foul by the left-hander Casey Vaughn. So that will go down as strike 1, 0-1. Vaughn 1 for 2 today, but his one was a productive one, 3-run homer in the last inning. 0-1 count, Vaughn, lefty. Pretty straightaway stance, chicken wing with his left elbow. Nico Saltermaggio steps off the mound. Vaughn's right arm pulls across his body to hold his left shoulder where the bat sits. Here comes the 0-1. That misses outside. Warming up is the right-hander Dylan Gardner for the Ogden Raptors. Kyle Lewis also making motions, looking like he'll get ready. Runners on third and second. Saltermaggio, left leg kick and deals. Down in the dirt, gets to the right of Dodson. He hustles over it and does enough to make sure that the lead runner, Justin Trimble, stays where he is at third. So now it's a 2-1 count to the left-hander, Mitchell, or Vaughn. Only his right toe of his right foot is on the ground. His heel is up in the air. He swings and misses and fouls the next one off into Zach Dart's body, our home plate umpire. He'll walk that one off. He's going to go hand the ball to Nico Saltramaggio to give himself a little more time. All of the little idiosyncrasies that come along with baseball, kind of those unspoken rules and just stuff you can do to be nice to your umpire, nice to your catcher often. If the catcher gets clipped, the umpire might walk the ball back out. Zach Dart is smiling over into the dugout as Mackenzie Booth, the athletic trainer, was making a motion to possibly go help him out, but he waved her off, said he didn't need it. So it's an 8-8 game. We're tied in the top of the fourth. The Raptors put up 7 in the first 2 innings. The Idaho Falls Chukars have put up 7 in the last 2 innings. Next pitch works inside on Vaughn, and the count is now full. After the sac fly by Parker Lester, it did open up a base over on first that Casey Vaughn could take if Saltramaggio walks him. So not in danger of walking anyone home. Payoff pitch is fouled away, catching just enough lumber for Vaughn to stay alive. Casey Vaughn resets, touches his right toe with his bat before touching the outside and then inside of home plate. He now stands at the ready. Saltramaggio, hands separated. He now brings them together, towing the rubber on the first base side. His pitch swung on and missed. The ball hits down in the dirt. Hank Dodson tags him, and that's the 3rd strikeout of the evening and a big one for Nico Saltramaggio to get the 2nd out on an inning that felt like it was getting away from him a little bit. Raptors trying to avoid letting the Idaho Falls Chukars take the lead at any point during this ball game. Chukars have not led yet. DeMarcus Smiley, the 9-hole hitter, is up to bat. He swings and misses on the first pitch. So it's a pitch that Saltramaggio is having a lot of success with. The sweeper that works its way away from the left-handed batters. And there's a lot of them. 3 back-to-back-to-back to end the batting order with Lester, Vaughn, and Smiley. 0-1 pitch. Saltramaggio kicks and deals. It's poked foul, and he's ahead 0-2. Justin Trimble is the man on third. He casually strolls into the grass in foul territory, as the third base runner often does. If they get hit by the ball in foul territory, it's foul. If they get hit in play, it's fair and an out. Saltramaggio steps off the mound again. Big arm circle to readjust his sleeves, and now steps back on. Wesley Mitchell is at second in a 10-15 foot lead for him with a sliding mid on his left hand. 0-2 pitch, misses outside. DeMarcus Smiley, the catcher tonight, wears gray Air Jordans with a black Nike swoosh. They complement his black and gray jersey very well. Gray bat to complete the look. 1-2 pitch incoming. He hits this one foul, just barely to the right of his third base coach. When a batter is that far behind a pitch with a not super powerful swing, you can tell that it's just a protection swing. Try to help them live another day. That's exactly what Smiley does, and he'll watch a 1-2 again. 2 outs. The Chukars have tied this game up with 2 runs in this inning. Saltramaggio steps off the mound once again, becoming a bit of a trend. Saltramaggio, slight nod, now goes into this motion. 1-2 pitch. Down in the dirt, good block by Dodson. And we're at deuces. Still pretty much no wind here at Lindquist Field on this Friday afternoon. Fans are starting to pile in a little bit more. We started with pretty empty seats on a surprise 3 p.m. Friday game, but crowd starting to fill up, hopefully watching the Raptors win for the first time in 7 games. Idaho Falls seeing what they can say about it. 2-2, fouled back, and Smiley stays alive. Claps of encouragement incoming from the third base coach, excuse me. So we'll do it all again. 2-2. Saltramaggio, another slight head nod. Puts his right hand that holds the ball into his glove. The pitch is poked, foul, just past the bullpen. And it's actually taken in the chest by the bullpen catcher, who basically just blocked that as if it was a passed ball. That was a lot of trust in the equipment on that one. Smiley doing what the Idaho Falls Chukars do best. Batting away foul balls, protecting until they like a pitch that they see. Dodson set up on the outside part of the plate, on the ground, over a jumping Saltramaggio. Jordan rushes it from second. The throw in time over to first base. And the Raptors get out of the inning, but the Idaho Falls Chukars still score 2, and we're tied up 8 runs each as we head into the bottom of the 4th inning. Remember, a shortened game, just 7 innings, so getting down to the wire, just over 3 innings left in this one. Which team will walk away from it, we'll find out. Bottom of the 4th inning incoming after this break on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
Kier has evolved into a diversified general contractor with experience in commercial construction. Hundreds of projects throughout the Intermountain West attest to Kier's wide range of expertise in design and build. Kier Construction invites you to experience the difference. Call us at 801-627-1414.
Your tow chains are a little loose. Could spark a wildfire.
Thanks a lot.
Anytime. You should check out SmokeyBear.com. They've got a bunch of tips on wildfire prevention.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Who's pitching?
3 wireless carriers.
Big corporate mobile. Our stock always goes up.
So do your prices. I'm out. We're cheap, just like your coverage.
We're Red Pocket, your new ultimate cell carrier. Only we give you all 3. No price increases, 2-minute care, and all major networks for your best 5G coverage.
What's your ask?
$10.
You've got a deal. Switch to Red Pocket, like me, your new ultimate cell carrier.
From providing a great member experience to providing easy access to your accounts with our mobile app, we are here to help you along your journey. Call 801-399-9728 for more information or visit ascentcu.com.
Welcome back to the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network. Bottom of the 4th inning, and we are tied up at 8. Close game here in this surprise Friday day game. No runners on base. Mason Collins pitching in to Chase Valentine, called strike 1. Valentine in a position that he is familiar with, being the leadoff man in an inning, as he served as the entire leadoff man for the whole batting order for most of this series. He swings and misses on the next pitch from Collins, and he's behind 0-2. Valentine, the only player on the Raptors roster to start in every game they've played this year. That is 75 games that he has started. Today is the 75th. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. He hits this one high in the air. It's got too much air under it. Coming in on it is the left fielder, Casey Vaughn. He drifts to his left and makes the snag in dead center of the left field area. One retired for Collins. Retiring the first batter also means that Collins gets to continue his unique motion when there's no runners on. Anyone watching on HTN can see it. Both toes face towards his catcher, his face in his brown mitt, and then he goes into his motion. First pitch misses too high to Colson Lawrence. For anyone who's familiar with ski racing, the position that Collins gets in right before going into his motion almost looks like a high tuck that an alpine ski racer would go into. Lawrence waits on the next pitch, sails it into deep right field, and it just barely creeps over Raptors Ridge. Not the hardest hit ball, 98 miles an hour, but Colson Lawrence got just enough on it to give the Raptors the lead once again, 9-8. Tyler Stone will step up to bat now, the owner of the other home run that the Raptors have hit tonight. Bases cleared for him. Raptors retake the lead, 9-8. Shortened game today. So have to hold on to the lead now for 3 more innings if you're the Raptors. The first pitch gets below the legs of DeMarcus Smiley and rolls to the backstop. Not an issue with no runners on, but it will be a 1-0 count. Stoney with this stance that looks like a power hitter as the next pitch misses too high. Legs are spread fairly far apart, open stance. He squats down into it and waves his bat over his left shoulder with some excitement. Here comes the 1-0 from Collins. Off speed, 76 miles an hour that Tyler Stone waited on maybe a little bit too much, and he sent it into opposite field territory, which is left field for the lefty. Stone has hit almost every ball into pull right field area in the last 2 games. 2-1. This one right back up the middle, almost takes Collins' heads off on the mound. It rolls into center field to Tyler Wyatt where he collects it. And Tyler Stone having a great day. He's perfect. 3 for 3 with 2 singles and a homer. So Stone will stand on first base. That one, 92 miles an hour off the bat, and if Mason Collins has not done his best Matrix impression, where he lowered his back to the ground, we would have had some major health issues right now. First pitch to Ferraro, works inside for ball 1. Those are the hits back up the middle that make you think that maybe baseball players should wear the masks that softball players wear. Softball obviously in high demand for that, as the 1-0 is fouled up the left field line by Ferraro, as it's a smaller field and there's even less reaction time. Plane flying overhead right now. My executive producer, Tim Broussard, could probably tell me what plane that was, as Hill Air Force Base is right down the road from Linquist Field. 1-1, runner is on first. Ferraro waits on this one, grounds it up the third base line. Trimble backhands it, gets one out over at second, and the throw pulls Lester off the bag over at first. So if Gio Ferraro is able to reach on a fielder's choice, the Idaho Falls Chukars aren't able to complete the double play to end the inning, but they retired the threat that was most eminently at hand with the lead runner. And now Bavacqua is up with 2 outs and a runner on first. Two outs for Bavacqua. He's 0 for 2 today. Ferraro faked like he was going to run. Got DeMarcus Smiley to pop up out of his squat after the first pitch was a ball, but then Ferraro retreated back to to first base. 1-0 count to Bavacqua. Ferraro is picked off now back at first as Collins wanted to make sure he paid attention. Collins does not check over his left shoulder very often. Being a right-handed pitcher, it has to be a conscious effort to look at first. He nods to get his sign and hasn't looked over at first base yet. Ferraro dancing around the baseline. Next pitch is golfed over on the ground. It bounces off the glove of Lester at first, and it's going to be enough for Garrett Bavacqua to make it to first base. I don't know if that's going to be an error, as that was hit very, very hard. It was going to be a tough play, and it actually did go into the glove of Lester, but just didn't nestle into the webbing quite enough and bounced over to his right, where he was unable to collect it. So now Cole Jordan will step up now. He's 1 for 1 on his night. Jordan has scored twice, and both of them have been hard-earned, as he has stolen or advanced on a wild pitch 4 times. They are going to give the error to first base if anyone's keeping score, so it'll be an E3 that helped Garrett Bavacqua reach base, as the first pitch to Cole Jordan worked a little bit too far up and towards his chin for ball 1. Collins checks for Ferraro on second. His next pitch goes down the dirt. Smiley drops to his knees, and once he knows that everything is under control, he exchanges his ball for a new one with Zach Dart. An inning right now that the Idaho Falls Chukars feel like probably should have been over on the Gio Ferraro hit where they weren't able to turn 2, and then definitely think should have been over on the ball that went to Lester. So trying to avoid an inning where they say, what if? 2-0 misses way up high. And it's now a 3-0 count. You know, if you retire Cole Jordan right now, the score stays the same as if you had, if you had gotten that out 2 batters earlier. But if it increases to more than a 9-8 lead, Chukars are going to be remembering the bottom of this 4th inning. Next pitch misses low, and it's a 4-pitch walk to Cole Jordan. Probably not the ideal batter that the Raptors want up right now in Hank Dodson, but he has shown up in times where he needed to this season. Thus far in this series, though, is still searching for his first hit. He is 0 for 5 in the series right now. He didn't play in yesterday's game, though. Bob Malachy is going to have some words out on the mound with his pitcher and catcher. Hank Dodson getting some encouragement from Ed Campanello, the third base coach and manager of the Raptors. The base coaches are designated by different colored helmets for the Raptors today. Base coaches Caden London and Ed Campanello are wearing red helmets that match the accents of their jerseys. So the mound meeting breaks up. Hank Dodson will step into the box while adjusting his pants and now tapping the bat on his toes. 1 practice swing and he'll step in. Bases loaded, 2 outs. His Raptors leading it by 1 right now. The Raptors are 1 for 1 with bases loaded so far today. That's compared to 0 for 2 for the Idaho Falls Chukars. First pitch, a called strike from Mason Collins. Bases loaded, Dodson. Bat over his right shoulder, side step, and now the pitch from Collins, and he measures that one just right, clipping the outside corner of the zone to make it an 0-2 count. So now 0-2, looking to end the inning. Dodson, high in the air, left field, and it is gone! Grand slam to open up the ball game for Hank Dodson on an 0-2 count. And he said, what 270 batting average? 5th home run of the season, biggest one of the year. The crowd chanting Hank. What a swing by Hank Dodson. And now a real inning of what ifs as the Idaho Falls Chukars feel like that inning should have been over when Gio Ferraro hit that grounder to third base, as we're going to have a Red Pocket Mobile Strike Zone challenge on the first pitch by the catcher. And then after that, an E3 is what allowed Bavacqua to get on base. Kept the inning going as well. So all 4 of those runs, Dodson, Jordan, Bavacqua, and Ferraro, are all unearned. Wilkinson fouls the next pitch back to make it a 1-1 count. The challenge was confirmed as a ball, so now the Idaho Falls Chukars have 1 challenge remaining. Next pitch misses too high to make it a 2-1 count. That was, going back to that home run by Hank Dodson, that was high-towering, a no-doubter right off the bat. Next pitch called strike to Dylan Wilkinson, so now a 2-2 count. Mason Collins trying to get out of this inning. Can't say without damage, as the Raptors have already scored 5 in this inning to take a 13-8 lead. Wilkinson, the tattoos on his left arm peeking out from his jersey. The pitch misses too low in the dirt to make it a full count. Every single at-bat that Wilkinson has had today, which is 4, have worked their way up to full count. So far, he has walked, struck out, and then hit a sac fly back in the 3rd. This one is going to be a walk. Next pitch in the dirt, and he's going to trot down to first base. Idaho Falls Chukars, an inning that they feel like should have ended 5 batters ago. If they were to turn 2 on Ferraro, at least 4 batters ago on the error on Bavacqua's grounder. That error might be the one that costs them the game, but they are trailing by 5, but they've scored 5 an inning already today. The ball bounces in front of home plate, gets past Smiley. He doesn't know where it is, and Dylan Wilkinson's going to pick up one of his easiest nabbed bases of the year on a wild pitch, excuse me. No one in the bullpen for the Chukars looks close to being loose. The lefty warming up is still playing catch, and his catcher is standing, not in the crouch. That's Julian Barinti. 1-0 count. Carmine Lane lays off a ball that's too high, and it's now going to be 2-0. Raptors lead this one 13-8. They led 7-1 after 2 innings, but by the middle of the 3rd, it was just 7-6. Finished that inning 8-6. We were tied when it was their time to come up to bat in the bottom of the 4th on a short hop. This one's handled by Ty Dooley, and he throws it over to Parker Lester on a phenomenal defensive play, a hard-hit ball at 99 miles an hour that easily could have gotten past him, but he is able to end the inning. But the Raptors take advantage of some miscues and score 4 unearned runs thanks to a Hank Dodson grand slam. They lead this one 13-8 as we head into the top of the 5th inning after this break on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
We are big enough to where we have established processes and procedures to protect you, but we're small enough to where there's still an owner involved in the day-to-day operations to ensure that we don't lose that personal touch. We'd love to tell you more about us, and feel free to reach out to us. You can reach our team at 801-728-0454.
Do you thrive on a challenge? Does crafting complex parts ignite your passion? Peterson Inc. isn't your average manufacturer. We're world-class, pushing the boundaries of what's possible. We're looking for skilled welders and machinists to join our team. People who take pride in precision. If you're wanting to contribute to groundbreaking innovations, Peterson Inc. is your place. Visit petersoninc.com and join the team that builds the future.
Raptor fans, Tara Carney, your local Allstate insurance agent, wants you to know you are always in good hands with Allstate. They can help with all your insurance needs, from protecting your auto and property to your family's future with life and financial services and everything in between. Give Tara a call at 801-606-4547 or email her at tara@allstate.com for a free quote. You can even stop by her office on the corner of 20th and Washington. And remember, you're always in good hands with Allstate.
Welcome back to the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network. Raptors coming off of a huge bottom of the 4th inning with 5 runs, 4 of them thanks to a Hank Dodson grand slam. And so it's now the Idaho Falls Chukars with only their 2nd largest deficit of the game, as they did trail by 6 at one point. But this is the first time all series that they have trailed consistently in a ball game. New pitcher in is Dylan Gardner for the Ogden Raptors, and his first pitch is a called strike to Ty Dooley. So Gardner coming in as if he's starting the game, where he is facing the top of the batting order in Dooley, Ostrander, and Canton, and he has started well with 2 straight strikes. Arden Locke bringing you game 1 of this doubleheader today. Dooley waits and pulls this one. Cole Jordan handles it at second, lasers it over to first base for the first out of the inning. Jordan has a bit of a tendency to wait on the ball a little bit to let all the bounces even out, but it does mean he has to make a pretty quick throw over to first base. Does it successfully quite a lot, though. So 1 batter retired, 1 up, 1 down so far in Dylan Gardner's outing. The next man that he'll face is Garrett Ostrander, the right-hander. First pitch incoming is check swing. Appeal down to first says that he did not go around. So that's ball 1. Ostrander wearing pastel yellow gloves, almost a butter yellow, which is a very popular color these days. Ostrander on brand, on trend. 1-0 pitch, well outside. Gardner a little bit frustrated. Makes a fist with his right hand, punches the inside of his mitt. Deep breath, big enough that you can see his shoulders rise and fall. Now covers all but his eyes with his glove and goes into his motion on a 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss, and man, did Garrett Ostrander give a lot into that one. So much that he lost traction with his right foot. Didn't connect, though, and it's a 2-1 count. Ostrander today is just 1 for 3. Next pitch, he bats up on his hands. Hot shot, backhanded by Tyler Stone, and he will take it himself over to first base. Tyler Stone was looking into right field when he fielded that ball. It came at him so fast, 95 miles an hour, and almost picked up speed, bouncing on the grass, that Stone threw out his glove a little more like a prayer than with a plan, and managed to web the ball anyway. So 2 up, 2 down so far for Dylan Gardner in a nice inning. Sam Canson is a man up to bat. First pitch to him is a ball inside. If you watch Dodson, it's interesting to see how he conducts the game behind home plate. Drops his right knee right now, setting up on the outside of the plate for the 1-0. Missing just slightly more outside is Gardner. But after each pitch, you can see that Dodson kind of nods, will motion to his pitcher, encourage him. A lot of the small things that Dodson does so well. The 2-0 misses up high. Dodson throws it back. We've got a 3-0 count. Gardner looks up to the skies before he licks his hand. Deep breath, rise and fall of his shoulders. And now the pitch towing the third base side of the rubber misses outside, and it's a 4-pitch walk. Worst at-bat for Dylan Gardner's campaign thus far. Sam Canton has now reached base 3 of his 4 times that he's come up to the plate. So now the cleanup hitter, Tyler Wyatt, will step in. He's 2 for 3. Gardner gets his sign from Hank Dodson with his right arm hanging to his side, looking kind of like an orangutan of sorts. First pitch swung on and missed. Good late break on that, as right at the end it moved about 6 inches to Gardner's left and about 2 inches down. Gardner prepares for the 1-0-1 pitch with a chorus of sirens behind him outside Lindquist Field. This one on the ground, going to handle it is Gio Ferraro at third base, and he quickly throws it over to Cole Jordan at second for the 3rd out of the inning. So the Raptors maintain their momentum as they put up 5 in the bottom of the 4th and then force the Chukars to put up 0 in the top of the 5th. They lead it by 5 heading into the bottom of the 5th inning after this break on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
Hi, I'm Christopher with Absolute Comfort Heating and Air, and I would do anything to keep my customers comfortable. And when it comes to family, I would do anything for love. I'd fix just about anything. You know I would do anything for you. I won't do that.
But you won't do that.
At Absolute Comfort, I'll do whatever it takes to keep you comfortable.
Every journey starts with a dream. And all dreams come with a price. Saving is an uphill climb. But with goals, determination, and the right partner, there's no dream you can't reach. No peak is too high. Bank of Utah provides all the tools and support I need and is with me every step of the way. So what are you waiting for? Start your journey with Bank of Utah today.
GCB Computers. Refurbished, reliable, and ready to go. The computer you need at the price you can afford.
Welcome back to the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network. Raptors leading this one by 5, 13-8. Thanks to a huge second and fourth inning. They scored 6 in the second and 5 in the fourth. The Raptors have not been held scoreless in an inning yet. Valentine swings on the first pitch. He pops this one up into foul territory. Chasing it down is DeMarcus Smiley and Mason Collins. Smiley comes up with the ball, and he falls over after a collision with Collins, but they bump gloves and confirm that everyone's okay. So maybe not great communication down in foul territory, but nonetheless, Smiley comes up with the ball, and it's a pop-out in foul territory on the first pitch for Chase Valentine. That is how the beginning of the fourth inning started as well, as Chase Valentine flew out to left field. Colson Lawrence then followed it up with a solo home run over Raptors Ridge. So we'll see if that is what happens this time. Mason Collins is still the pitcher. And his first pitch misses inside for ball 1. Also how the last at-bat started. Lawrence hit his home run on a 1-0 count. Here's the pitch. This one right back up the middle on a line drive. It went past Mason Collins' glove and past the second baseman Garrett Ostrander's glove and ended up finally in center field, where Tyler Wyatt ultimately scooped it up. But that one, another hard hit ball by Colson Lawrence, who's having a great night. He stays perfect. He's 3 for 3. Tyler Stone will step up to bat now. He's 3 for 3 on the evening. 2 singles and a home run. First pitch to him misses up too high for ball 1. Tyler Stone is having a great series. It's one that he entered into it batting 176. So far in this series, he is batting 7 for 12. Over 500. 1-0 pitch, down in the dirt, too low. Good stop, or good snag at least, by DeMarcus Smiley. Then it's a 2-0 count. Incoming. Colson Lawrence sidestepping off the first base bag. Collins' next pitch misses outside, and it's now 3-0. Stone had 3 RBIs coming into this game, has 3 RBIs in this game already, so 6 for the series. Here comes the 3-0. He rips this one into right field. On the chase is Sam Canton, and he catches the line drive. Great first movement by Sam Canton, as that ball was off the bat at 106 miles an hour. It was a well-hit ball, but an even better read by the right fielder, Sam Canton, and 2 have been retired. Gio Ferraro is the man up to bat. Standing at the ready with the bat bordering his ear. The runner goes. Nice. The ball gets away from DeMarcus Smiley as it bounced in the dirt. He tried to pick it, but it ultimately just continued to dribble further and further away from him, actually back into the infield. So Colson Lawrence will stand on second after he advanced 90 feet, and it's a 1-0 count to Gio Ferraro. It was 1 for 3 on the day. His 1 was a single back in the second inning. The next pitch is up and in on his chin. He leans back slightly while keeping his feet planted to watch the second ball go past. I know what I'm going to be doing in the break between these 2 games. I'm going to go grab a Pepsi that's here offered at Lindquist Field. Here comes the 2-0 from Collins. That one also inside. Ferraro did not flinch. That one just 73 miles an hour. I can't really say it wouldn't hurt, because I feel like that ball would definitely still hurt, but less than maybe a 90 mile an hour plunker. 3-0 count for Ferraro. 2 outs. The Colson Lawrence, the runner on second, his arms hanging in front of him in a deep squat. That pitch on a 3-0 is a called strike right down the middle. Ferraro made no motion to make contact. Colson Lawrence with a sliding mitt on his right hand out at second base. Kind of a semicircle lead where he starts walking further into the outfield and then gets back into the base path. The 3-1 pitch misses out low. And that is a walk offered up to Gio Ferraro. Julian Barenti is still the man warming up in the bullpen for the Idaho Falls Chukars. Joining him is another left-hander. That's Seth Spencer. Seth Spencer has faced the Raptors once this year, but it was in a start. This will be the first time they've seen him in relief. First pitch to Garrett Bivacqua misses way outside. For Bivacqua, who's 0 for 3 tonight, Colson Lawrence is on second, and Gio Ferraro is on first. There's 2 outs in this inning. Both, or just one of these 2 runners reached base with 2 outs. Here's the 1-0. That one is a called strike that slips out of the glove to Marcus Smiley. Both Smiley and Collins convened on it quickly, but neither runner made an effort to go regardless. But after it, it was a strike, so it's a 1-1 count on Bivacqua. Remember, in the last inning, Bivacqua grounded over to first base and actually reached on an error that allowed the inning to continue and meant that Hank Dodson later came up to hit a grand slam that had 4 unearned runs. Bivacqua unleashes on this next pitch but doesn't make contact, and it's a 1-2 count. Garrett on the season came into this game batting .361. Has not been his best game so far, as he is 0 for so far. Virgil stance, bat out in front of him. Preparing for the 1-2 pitch. Collins, left leg kick, offering. Too low, blocked by Smiley. It's 2-2. Bivacqua having an all right series, batting exactly .300 coming into this game, going 3 for 10. But now, 3 for 13 has dropped south of .300. 2-2, 2 outs, 2 runners on. The pitch is hit into opposite field in the air. Going back on it is Casey Vaughn, and he makes the catch kind of over his shoulder, almost a receiver-like catch. But that will end the inning. Ogden Raptors are unable to get anyone to cross home plate, but they still lead this one 13-8 as we head into the top of the 6th inning after this break on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
GCB Computers. Refurbished, reliable, and ready to go. The computer you need at the price you can afford.
At the Prairie Schooner, you can dine in a covered wagon while enjoying our delicious hand-cut steaks, fresh seafood, and signature desserts. Go to prairieschoonerrestaurant.com or call us at 801-392-2712 to reserve your table today.
This broadcast is the exclusive property of the Ogden Raptors Baseball Club and the Pioneer Baseball League. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, reproduction, or other use of this broadcast without the express written consent of the Ogden Raptors and the Pioneer Baseball League is strictly prohibited.
Welcome back to the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network. Here in the top of the 6th inning, it is Ogden 13, Idaho Falls 8. Ogden looking for their first win of this series and their first win in 7 games. First pitch by Dylan Gardner is waved on and missed by Justin Trimble for an 0-1 count. Trimble 0 for 2 today. He has walked once. This one ripped into right field. That'll go down in between right and center field for a base hit to lead off the inning. Chukars have shown they are capable of scoring 5 in an inning is what they would need to tie this game up, and they did it back in the 3rd inning already. They've also put up plenty of big innings already in this series. They scored 5 twice back in Wednesday's contest, and they scored 5 once in Tuesday's contest. So they've had 4 5-run innings. Gardner extends his arm, now brings his glove back to his belt, preparing for his first pitch to Mitchell. The pitch is lifted high in the air, but it's now cutting farther and farther into foul territory. That one's going to fall just beyond O-Town. Tyler Gannis has subbed in to play first base for the Ogden Raptors. He replaces Tyler Stone. Gardner, with his right arm hanging with the ball in hand, now brings it into his glove. Mitchell, glove or bat resting on his right shoulder. Here comes the pitch, and it misses outside for strike or ball one. One count. Justin Trimble is the runner on first. Timeout called as an errant ball came flying in from the bullpen of the Idaho Falls Chukars. Wesley Mitchell with a half swing through the zone once as he prepares for the 1-1 pitch. Gardner slowly turns his head and eyes down Dodson's mitt. The pitch catches the bottom right side of the strike zone. An emphatic strike call by Zach Dart, one of the loudest we've heard all night. He's trying to make the most of the rest of his time behind home plate, as I would guess our umpires will rotate around for game 2. 2 innings left in this 7-inning ball game. It's 13-8 in favor of Idaho, or in favor of Ogden. The next pitch gets away from Hank Dodson, but just sneaks 2 or 3 feet to his right. Not enough for Justin Trimble to advance 90 feet, but it was a ball, so it's now a 2-2 count. Raptors have had a better offense than the Chukars today with 13 hits. This one on the ground. It's going to be handled by Ferraro. They'll look to turn 2. They get one at second, and they get another one over at first. So for the first time tonight, the Raptors are able to successfully turn 2. If you recall, back in the first inning, the ball was mishandled by Chase Valentine. In the next attempt after that, Ferraro's throw was off the mark to Jordan. So that's the first time they'd successfully turned 2 tonight. Wesley Mitchell is the one responsible for the 5-4-3 double play. So now the bases are clear. 2 outs for Parker Lester. He swings and misses on the first pitch that was down in the dirt for strike 1. Parker Lester today is 1 for 2. Does have an RBI on a sacrifice fly that he hit back in the 4th inning. This one is pulled up the first base line, foul, and it's 0-2. Gardner came back in the last inning. That was the beginning of his outing. Sat down the first 2 batters and then allowed a walk, but sat down the next one. So he has only faced 1 above the minimum thus far. Looking to keep it that way. 0-2 pitch incoming. Swung on and missed, and that's a strikeout to end the top of the 6th inning. The Raptors enter into the bottom of the 6th with a 5-run lead, and they're going to look to grow it, as the top of the 7th inning would be the last time that the Chukars have a chance to score runs. We'll see what they can do. Bottom of the 6th inning incoming after this break on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
Don't be a bench warmer. Call the insurance center so that you can get on the field and have a good time and get your insurance done properly. Go Raptors!
Men can take a hit. We can tough it out. We're told to suck it up a lot more than we're asked to talk it out. But the truth is, the only way to tackle what's up here is to simply say what we're feeling. With friends, family, or the Utah Crisis Hotline. Put this number in your contacts right now. And if you're ever wondering if you have someone to talk to, you do. 24/7.
Do you thrive on a challenge? Does crafting complex parts ignite your passion? Peterson Inc. isn't your average manufacturer. We're world-class, pushing the boundaries of what's possible. We're looking for skilled welders and machinists to join our team. People who take pride in precision. If you're wanting to contribute to groundbreaking innovations, Peterson Inc. is your place. Visit petersoninc.com and join the team that builds the future.
GCB Computers. Refurbished, reliable, and ready to go. The computer you need at the price you can afford.
Welcome back to the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network, bottom of the 6th inning. The Ogden Raptors hoping that this is the last time they would be up to bat in this game 1, as if they hold the lead after the top of the 7th inning, they don't need to come up to bat. First pitch is a ball to Cole Jordan. The new pitcher in for the Idaho Falls Chukars is Seth Spencer of Murrieta, California. His 1-0 pitch misses a bit too high, and it's 2-0. The Raptors have seen him before. He had a really good start against the Ogden Raptors in the Game 5 victory that they took. He went 8 innings as his next pitch misses outside for ball 3. Through those 8 innings, allowed just 8 hits, 2 runs, struck out 3, and walked 1. So he relied a lot on his defense to get those outs, but still they won the game. 3-0, right down the middle, called strike. So Seth Spencer being viewed in relief for the first time by the Ogden Raptors. 3-1, hit hard by Cole Jordan, but it's got a bit too much air under it. Coming in on it is the left and center fielder, and ultimately it's Tyler Wyatt, the center fielder, who makes the snag for the first out of the inning. Hank Dodson will be the next man up, and he's the hero highlight generator and man on fire right now as he hit a grand slam back in the 4th inning to break the game open for the Ogden Raptors. At the time, they were leading by just 1, and he gave them now the 5-run lead that they hold. He watches first pitch strike sail past him. Dodson defying expectations a little bit, being the worst batting average in the order. This one is lifted high and hard as well, and that's his 2nd home run of the night. Hank Dodson doesn't care what the stat sheet says. He's now 2 for 3 on the night with 5 RBIs. The crowd chants Hank at Linquist Field. He high-fives Hank Dodson, or excuse me, he high-fives Dylan Wilkinson. And he is greeted like the hero that he is right now in the dugout. It's 14-8 in favor of the Raptors. And 5 of those 14 runs are off the bat of Hank Dodson. Rolling back over to the top of the batting order now is Dylan Wilkinson. He'll face Seth Spencer for the first time today. First pitch misses outside for ball 1. So the Raptors now, as the next pitch also misses too high, ball 2, are requiring the Chukars to score more in an inning than they have tonight. They've scored 5, have not scored 6. Raptors currently lead it by 6. Here's the 2-0. Wilkinson swings on this and dribbles it foul up the first base line. Baby crying here. I don't know what they're crying about. The Raptors are leading by 6. Might not have a grasp of baseball yet. Here's the 2-1 pitch from Spencer. And that one misses outside as well, despite the stuck frame by Ryan Lee, who has come in to catch for DeMarcus Smiley. Spencer sidesteps into his 3-1 pitch. Dodson unwinds on this one and grounds it into right field for another base hit. Dylan Wilkinson with his first hit of the night. I think I keep calling Wilkinson Dodson. Wilkinson probably wishes he was Dodson right now, but that is Dylan. He was responsible for that hit. So Carmine Lane will step into the box now. Grabs some dirt and rubs it between his hands, as he always does with his batting gloveless hands. First pitch incoming from Spencer, and that's a called strike that catches the inside of the strike zone. Second time that Spencer has had first pitch strike, and the last at-bat didn't really go his way after that. That was to Hank Dodson. 0-1, 1 out. Next pitch. Hit opposite field with air under it, but it's going to tail foul out of play. Lands in the netting on top of the playground that protects any children playing in there. Just beyond the Ogden Mustangs ice hockey sign out there. 0-2 count. Wilkinson stands both hands on his knees with about a 10-foot lead off of first base. He now readjusts and retakes his position. 0-2 works inside on on Lane's feet, and he's going to try to take first base as he thinks it hit him, but Zach Dart disagrees. And Dodson will walk back over to the batter's box. Carmine Lane, the DH tonight. 1-2 count, 1 out. Pitch, waited on, ripped over the head of shortstop Ty Dooley into center field. Wilkinson rounds second, thinks about taking third, and now wisely retreats. Wilkinson really put on the brakes there. A plume of dirt surrounded him after he stopped running. So now with 1 out, Chase Valentine will come up to bat in the new role of the 3-hole hitter that he has taken on in the last 2 games. A role that has worked well. 1 for 3 tonight, but that one was a 2 RBI double. Coming out to the mound to have a chat with his pitcher Seth Spencer is Ryan Lee. Ed Campanello opts to leave Chase Valentine alone as he swings his bat in a semicircle with his left hand, going about waist high to waist high. Carmine Lane giving him a little bit of advice from first base, as this is the first time that any of the players have seen Spencer tonight. Wilkinson, bare hands, no batting gloves. He stands about 10 feet off of second. Carmine Lane opts for a batting glove on his, or a sliding mitt, on his left hand. And he also takes a slight lead. 1 out for Chase Valentine. 3 RBIs on the night already. First pitch, Wilkinson goes. The throw from Ryan Lee to third is on a hop, and the tag is not able to be applied by Justin Trimble, who honestly did a good job just to backhand that ball and keep it in front of him, keep it from careening into the outfield. Ryan Lee knows it as he kind of puts his gloved hand up as a thank you to Trimble. 1-0 count. Here comes the pitch, and that is a called strike on the inside of the zone, and immediately a Red Pocket Mobile strike zone challenge by Chase Valentine. And then it's overturned to a ball. So now it's a 1-1 count. Runners are on the corners for Valentine. Next pitch misses too low for ball 2. So a 2-1 count. Chase Valentine, black bat in his hands. The 2-1 pitch is hit into opposite field. Doesn't have a lot of air under it. Hustling in on it is the right fielder, Sam Canton, and he'll try to make a throw home. It's rolling there, but Wilkinson slides in first safely. And he looked to be in a little bit of pain as he stood up, so he'll quickly hustle the dugout, maybe get checked out. But nonetheless, a run does score, thanks to a sacrifice fly by Chase Valentine. Raptors take a 7-run lead, 15-8 now. Two outs for Colson Lawrence as the first pitch misses outside to him. 1-0 count. Lawrence today 3 for 3, 2 RBIs. He has hit a single, a double, and a home run. Needs the triple for his cycle. So we are on cycle watch here. No one on the Raptors has had a cycle yet this year. At least no one at home, but I'm pretty positive no one in general. Lawrence is going to need to work the corners of the outfield if he's going to get one. 2-0, he waves and misses. The thing about triples is you need a combo of a well-placed ball, a favorable hop for the batter, and really good speed. Lawrence, being an outfielder, should have good speed, but he's probably the slowest of the three out there today. The 2-1 misses down low, and it's now a 3-1 count to him. To Lawrence's credit, though, has stolen a base today. 13 stolen bases on the season. Ryan Lee, vertical, upright behind home plate, the catcher, as he adjusts his mask and now settles his right hand to give his sign to Spencer. Next pitch misses too low, and it's a walk. So now Tyler Gannis will step in his first at-bat of this afternoon as he came in to replace Tyler Stone. Surprising replacement as Stone was having a pretty good night, but might have wanted to give Stone a break for later today. There's always going to be that level of planning when it comes to a doubleheader. Gannis has runners on first and second with 2 outs. First pitch to him, called strike on the inside of the zone. Spencer's fast zone sits in the lower 90s, or excuse me, Spencer's fastball sits in the lower 90s at about 91. Can creep up on 93 if he wants to. The 0-1 is batted foul up the right field line. That one, 92 miles an hour. Gannis was just a little bit behind it. Tyler Gannis bats .331 on the season, but his strength is his lack of striking out. Has only struck out 15 times this year in 121 at-bats. Let's hope I didn't announcers jinx him. The 0-2, grounded up the middle, going over to his left is Ty Dooley. He fields it, spins around, and is able to make the throw over to Parker Lester for the last out of the inning. The Raptors add 2 in the bottom of the 6th, making it a 15-8 lead. They lead by 7. That's how many the Chukars need to score in the top of the 7th in this shortened Game 1 of the doubleheader. Can the Raptors pick up their first win of the series? We'll find out after this break on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
LWE has become an industry leader and performed new construction and retrofit work to companies in several industries. LWE is located in northern Utah and has performed work throughout the western United States. We can be reached at 801-621-3220.
Do you thrive on a challenge? Does crafting complex parts ignite your passion? Peterson Inc. isn't your average manufacturer. We're world-class, pushing the boundaries of what's possible. We're looking for skilled welders and machinists to join our team. People who take pride in precision. If you're wanting to contribute to groundbreaking innovations, Peterson Inc. is your place. Visit petersoninc.com and join the team that builds the future.
Don't be a bench warmer. Call the insurance center so that you can get on the field and have a good time and get your insurance done properly. Go Raptors!
Welcome back to the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network. Top of the 7th inning. New pitcher is Ira Austin for the Ogden Raptors, the right-handed sidearm thrower. It is going to need a 7-run effort for the Idaho Falls Chukars to force a bottom of the 7th inning and then possibly a knockout round. Casey Vaughn is the man hoping to start that massive undertaking. He looks at a 2-0 count right now. 2-0 pitch from Austin, misses outside, and it's now 3-0. Dodson. Few words of encouragement behind home plate. Ira Austin, newer addition to the Raptors staff in the last month or so, has pitched once in this series in relief as his 3-0 does find the strike zone for strike 1. He pitched back in Game 1, which was the 8-run loss that the Raptors took. He went an inning and 2/3. Gave up 3 runs on 5 hits. None of those runs were earned. He struck out 2 batters in the 11 that he faced. So it was actually a decent outing, all things considered, especially in a game where the Chukars put up 21 runs. 3-1 pitch incoming from Austin. Is a called strike in the bottom of the zone, so he's worked his way right back into this at-bat. Austin shouldn't be feeling too much stress, as obviously he's got 7 runs to work with. Bradley Pell is also in left field to play left instead of Colson Lawrence. The 3-2 full count pitch is fouled up and away out of play, so we'll do it again. Austin, with a dark black glove, toes the rubber on the first base side, folds his glove into his chest as he receives his sign, and now lowers it down to his belt. Here's his 3-2. Abrupt leg kick. The pitch is hit, foul once again. As always, the Idaho Chukars do not go down easy. They're very good at fouling off balls, continuing to work their way in at-bats, continuing to stay alive in at-bats. Payoff pitch for the 3rd time in a row from Austin, and that one catches the bottom of the strike zone, an emphatic strikeout call, and Casey Vaughn tries to challenge. His team doesn't have any challenges left, and if anyone was wondering, the call from Zach Dart was right. So a strikeout looking in the first batter that Ira Austin faces. And the Raptors now 2 outs away from ending their 7-game losing streak. Huge strikeout for Austin as well, as he fell behind 3-0 in that count early. His first pitch to the new catcher, Ryan Lee, works inside. PA announcer was talking basically directly in that pitch, but not a lot you can do about it if you're Ryan Lee. Lee, if you remember last night, had come in about halfway through the game and went 2 for 3 with 3 home runs. Beautiful 1-0 pitch from Ira Austin that had 18.46 inches of vertical break. Looked like a flying saucer starting outside of the zone, outside to a right-handed batter, and then moving over to the glove side of the catcher, Hank Dodson. Here's the 1-1 pitch, same pitch, and another strike. This one swung on. That pitch is absolutely dirty from Ira Austin. It stays about on the same plane north-south, but it moves over a foot horizontally. So Ryan Lee now has a 1-2 count on him in his first at-bat of Game 1. Likely going to see different catchers in Game 2, as we usually do in a doubleheader. Could be Ryan Lee. 1-2. A check swing gets away from Dodson. He handles it barehanded, and the throw takes Gannis off the bag, but he's able to come back down and still step on it. So a lot of extracurriculars, but at the end of the day, it is still the second strikeout for Ira Austin. His second strikeout in 2 batters that he has faced. And now the Raptors just 1 out away. They do roll over to the top of the lineup, though, so theoretically the best bats of the Idaho Falls Chukars. First pitch, line drive, caught on the fly by Chase Valentine, and that's going to end the ball game. The Ogden Raptors finally break their losing streak. It's a 15-8 victory. They've picked up their first win in 7 games, their first win of this series, and they'll try to keep that momentum going heading into the second game of this doubleheader. We're going to take a quick break, and then when we come back, we'll do a quick post-game show to talk to you all about the game that just happened, look ahead for the games to come. But that'll be after this break on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
I had a couple of friends that had come here, and they said that the education from the instructors was just really great. It was kind of between Davis Tech and here, and I decided to pick here because of the instructors. I've always loved hair, nail, and skin and all of those things, so I just thought it was a perfect career opportunity to be able to make my own schedule and do what I love. I really love doing men's haircuts, so that's probably my favorite. That, and then just coloring's fun because you get to experiment and kind of create new things, which is always fun. It's fun because they're like our instructors, and they teach us lots, but they've always become like our friends, and they're always like motivating us to do new things and challenging us, and like really care about us individually and like what's going on in our lives at home, what's going on in our life at school, and they're just very compassionate towards us. I would say 100% do it, even if you're kind of on the edge, because you meet a lot of new friends, you make great relationships, and then it's just fun. You learn a lot of like life skills as well, which is great, but it's just overall a great program. I'm Callie Rasmussen, and I'm a cosmetology student here at OTEC.
Welcome back to the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network. Arden Locke here with you on the Ogden Raptors post-game show. And Ogden walks away with a 15-8 victory. They move to 40-35 on the season. Chukars fall to 31-44. But most importantly for the Raptors, they snap a 7-game losing streak, and they have momentum as they are going to head into the second game of this doubleheader. Accolades time for the Ogden Raptors, and our golden bat of the game is going to go to Hank Dotson, 2 for 3 on the night with 5 RBIs, and that included 2 home runs, one of them being a grand slam that gave the Raptors a massive victory, or a massive lead. They were only leading by 1 at the time of his grand slam and increased their lead back up to 5. Our Rocky Mountain Propane flamethrower of the game is going to go to Dylan Gardner. He came in relief. He'll get credited with the win as well. He goes 2 innings, gives up just 1 hit, no runs, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, and 7 batters that he faced. But overall came in a really pivotal time of the game where the Raptors had a lead, but it had been getting a little bit too close for comfort, especially when the Idaho Falls Chukars scored 5 in the top of the 3rd inning and then 2 in the top of the 4th. So Dylan Gardner settled down the game and gave his offense a chance to take control, and that they did. Highlights for the Idaho Falls Chukars included a 1 for 3 night by Parker Lester, but he did have 3 RBIs to go along with it. The Raptors out-hit the Chukars 15-8. They actually have fewer at-bats than the Chukars, surprisingly, but they were efficient to say the least. Raptors walk away with a 15-8 victory. We'll be back for the second game of this doubleheader, see if the Raptors can string 2 wins together or if the Chukars can take a 3-1 lead in this series. We'll be back after a short break for the second game of this doubleheader. Thanks so much for listening. I'm Arden Locke, and we'll be back with you soon on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.